Boom. Okay, now we will unmute and undeafen myself so we can hang out. Hello.
Oh, hi.
We seem to be short a jink, and Galdrick appears to be muted and deafened still. So, that's good.
Let's talk about them while they're not in the room.
Don't you just love...
There we go.
Yeah, exactly.
Nice things only.
Nice things only. Okay. Just a sec. Chat is saying... AKM just asked, I was watching episode 9 of Mar and watched the part of the episode where you said to never mix cannabis and whiskey because you'll be in the toilet for a while. Good to know. Just wondering which end was it coming out of? It was coming out of the top for the most part.
He means his ears.
Yeah, it was coming out of my ears for the most part.
It wasn't. That's a lie.
I've got a delicious Coke Zero. big new sponsor, by the way, Coke Gaming.
Yeah, what a real get.
I know, they're paying me $500 million every episode to take one sip. It's huge. It's going to be a game changer.
Can't believe he just lied right to your faces, chat. Jeez,
one of these days I'll get a green screen that works well and doesn't green screen this fucking chair. Isn't that going to be cool?
Maybe me and Aaron are going to reupholster the chairs, we decided.
Yep.
So I'll just do it in like a fuchsia, and then it'll be fine.
Perfect. Check out them Neil bits. Let's not talk about my Neil bits in front of Kaylee. Gross.
Do I want more information? Less information?
You want less information. Definitely you want less. Okay, now it looks like we have everybody here. Hello, guys. Oh boy, that's a little loud. Okay. So, you know what? That's much better. So, I don't know if you guys saw the stream title or anything like that, but we got a bit of a different thing going on today. Slump is sick. Slump got an owie in his tum-tum. Eating too many Great Day candies. So, we're doing something a little bit different for today. We are going to be, we'll do the recap, we'll do the narrative intro so you guys get a bit of a feel for what's coming. And then I thought we'd just sit and talk about the campaign. We've got like 200 hours of content. There was a lot of stuff that may have been missed, that may be misunderstood, that maybe you've been dying to know and don't know if it's coming back, or maybe it was just ignored or whatever. And basically I can answer any questions that we have that don't kind of spoil the overall campaign. So yeah, this will be kind of a sit and chat and discuss, and we can field any questions from chat if they have any questions about specific character things, specific story things, stuff like that. We can just hang out and chat for a little bit.
Yes.
So Yake says, I gotta pee, no good questions. Okay.
Hold off on the good stuff.
Hold off on the good stuff. Okay, so let us start with welcoming folks to our tabletop RPG stream called Monsters Ain't Real, where we use a modified D&D 5e rule set to enjoy some good old-fashioned RPG fun set in a high fantasy universe. To anyone new, all the old episodes are up on the YouTubes, but that doesn't mean that you can't just hang out and enjoy the session. And this session in particular, I will warn, if you don't want any spoilers at all for previous episodes, this is going to be a dangerous one, because we are basically, everything that has come is fair game.
I'm here. I'm up. Good.
Hello.
You're here?
I'm here.
You're not here?
Oh,
Okay. Just double checking. So first we can start with a little bit of a recap to get people kind of locked and loaded with any questions that you may have forgotten to ask. So the recap is, last time the party got to the town of Okuz to get some horses. And you spent a lot more time in there than I thought you would. It started with the rite of honorable combat for entry, where Slump Dick punched a man known as the Serpent so hard that he had to let the party in. You guys entered the town and found that there were no local wizards to teleport you around. So instead you made your way to the tavern, and the tavern keep gave you guys some drinks and food, and you purchased one normal horse and one very small, very round squat horse called Orb. You also purchased a horse from the local blacksmith, a place called Straight Metal.
I saw the artwork for Orb, and that was fucking terrifying.
Hey, Orb is gorgeous and beautiful, okay? Orb is amazing.
A miracle of nature.
A miracle of nature. Miracle may be a strong word to use.
And if
Miracle.
anybody got the orb reference, I will give you an actual real US dollar.
What?
I didn't realize there was a fucking reference.
No, that's as soon as he came out, I immediately was just like, orb! Because it's almost exactly a thing.
Wow.
What is the thing? I have to know.
No.
Wow.
I want to let it simmer. To
Yeah.
see if anyone
Oh my
knew.
god. Okay. Okay, I love that.
I'm gonna think about it.
So you got the squat horse Orb. You also purchased a horse from the local blacksmith, a place called Straight Metal, from a man named Steve, and the horse was also named Straight Metal because I couldn't think of what the metal roundy thing is. I still don't know what it's called.
The metal roundy thing?
Yeah, you know what? We're not going to do this again.
Are you talking about like on the end of a sword? Are you talking about a pommel?
No, it's a
Okay.
round.
The horn.
It's a round.
It's the horn of an anvil.
But it's not always an anvil, right? Sometimes it's just a standalone round piece. They definitely do use the horn of the anvil sometimes. What if it's just a standalone thing? What's that called? Is it still called a horn?
I'm pretty sure you're just making this up.
I am not making this up. I would Google
I
it.
actually have no idea what you're talking about.
My God.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't fucking. It's, you know what? We'll call it the horn of an anvil. I don't know why I had to die on that hill. I don't realize why I don't know why I had to fight so hard to have the thing that was not the very specific thing that I was talking about. So you know what?
Is it a turny thing that rotates?
No,
And sharpens? No.
it's like a trailer hitch. It's just
That's
a round
nothing.
thing.
I
Yeah,
legit
it's-
have never seen this. You know who you should ask?
I know exactly what you're talking about. It's a thing.
Yeah.
It
You
is.
should-
Yeah.
if you're gonna ask anybody, ask Mythomatic. He's an actual fucking blacksmith.
Oh.
Okay.
He has his own shop and everything.
Okay, perfect.
They would know. Yeah.
And so in my frustration of not knowing what the word was for this one specific thing, it's like a peen from a ball peen hammer. Yeah, except it's all by itself and it's huge and it's for making round things. Round things that an anvil horn doesn't do because it's got a weird shape.
Horns can be in different shapes.
That's true. That's true. Maybe
The
it's
reason
just,
why I don't think this actually exists is because we've talked about it so much. There's no fucking way
yeah.
somebody hasn't Googled it and been
Yeah.
like, it's called the bloopity blorp.
Yeah, you know what? That's
Ooh,
you know what?
that's
That's a
damning.
devastating point. It's a good fucking point.
Ugh,
Well-
I'm googling it.
Well, in my sadness of being so wrong about this thing, I decided that the guy's name was Steve, who made Straight Metal, and that's all he made was long straight pieces of metal, and his horse was named Straight Metal too, and it kicked him in the chest. And then you also bought the gate guard's horse, who was named Korig, who's a very good horse. The next morning, you set out for the Free City. Eventually, after traveling through a bunch of normal forest, you came to some weird forest that ended up spitting you out where you came in. You came up with some clever ways to not get lost in the forests, and then camped overnight with a super OP ability that makes me question the way I have modified the 5e system. I like it. No, I think it's good. I think magic should be super strong, and the way 5e hamstrings magic should be cast aside. Everyone should be wizards. If magic was real, everyone would be wizards, okay?
Well, yeah.
The next morning, however, you were ambushed by some graceful and beautiful wood elves. After talking to them, they agreed to guide you out of the forest to the Free City, and they gave you a few gifts. They gave you
Oh my god, I forgot.
They gave you lumbar bread, which is great for lower back support. They gave you a very normal rope that's just a rope. And one of them gave Jake all of their hair, or at least they tried to. They pulled out a great many fistfuls of bloody hair and handed them to you. And then they offered their services to Slump, who requested that the only thing they give him is nothing. And that was where we ended. So, it's just called a forming ball. Thank you. Thank you. It's called a forming ball. That's what I needed. God.
That's the competitor's blacksmith shop across the
That's
alley from Straight Metal.
Rivals since childhood.
Yeah.
Straight Metal and forming ball.
Yeah.
Okay, so now that we've done the recap, we are going to do the narrative camera because it's too juicy not to do. We'll do the same one again next week, so to get you guys kind of into it. But I worked very hard on it and I want to do it, so we're doing the narrative camera. And it should help with any questions. What?
No Slump today?
No Slump today. No, Slump's got an owie in his tum-tum.
Oh, God. Okay.
Yeah, so we're going to do the narrative camera, and then we're literally just going to hang out and chat about the campaign. Any questions you guys have about anything we've done, anything you've seen, if it won't spoil the overall campaign, I'm happy to talk about it. You guys can do some theory crafting, and we can field some questions from chat.
Oh, no shit.
Yeah.
Very unique episode today, huh?
Yeah, really, really something else. And I've been wanting to do something like this for a while where we sit and chat, because there's been so much content, and there have been things that you guys have seen and haven't dealt with that then like just kind of got passed by, and they were things and they exist, but like they're gone now. So it'll be a neat episode of kind of digging up the past. But now it is time for the narrative camera. The camera opens in darkness. Seething darkness. It moves around us, and then we start to move through it. There's a sound in here, as if boiling rage was given voice, but it's distant. Fury manifested, thousands of miles away. It gets closer, and we see the source as it approaches at an improbable speed, a cloaked figure pushing through the ocean of darkness around us. And then a portal opens up, and the light that spills through it into the darkness illuminates the face of the cloaked figure. We see teeth, the face-splitting grimace of Volos as he peers through a portal. On the other side, we see the black towers of the eternal throne of Izo, lit by the fires of the volcano beneath it. The portal closes, and Volos begins pushing through the darkness again. And that sound comes out of him, guttural and deafening, like violently bubbling magma, like a landslide swallowing up cities. Volos stops, and another portal opens. We see the white tower of Rena. He peers through the portal and closes it again, roaring in anger as he makes his way through the darkness. He stops, opens another portal, and this time we see mist. Mist and a large gathering of cloaked figures, members of the Church of All Tomorrows. They turn to see Volos as he opens the portal, and they begin bowing and praying. Volos steps through the portal, and without saying anything, walks through the rows of followers. He casts his hand down, and a dozen of the followers are crushed by an invisible force. Sickeningly, their bones snap as they are ground into the dirt by some unseen force. The rest of the followers begin chanting in praise for the voice of tomorrow. Again, Volos casts his hand down, and a dozen more are crushed with horrific squelching and snapping sounds. He regards the remaining followers, hundreds of them. He selects one and they stand. Their eyes darken, their veins in their body darken and become purple. They respond simply with, "I understand." Volos then opens a portal and ventures into the darkness again. This time, he moves deliberately, with purpose, and the darkness hides him. And then we would start. Actually, we will start. We will start right where we had left previously. You guys are standing there in front of those elves, one of whom has pulled all his fucking hair out. Slump is busy discussing with the elves what exactly gifts he does not want to have. And you guys start to notice time slowing down as you feel a call to the Time Killer Orb. And you know how to solve the first series of puzzles. You perform the strength check to twist the orb. You perform the dexterity check to trace your finger along the pattern. You perform the constitution check to hold the orb as it superheats. You pass the wisdom check to hold your hands together and trace the line. You perform the intelligence check to trace the line on the orb itself, which causes it to split open. And again, inside the orb, you see a small box with a mirror on it. And whoever's holding the mirror sees a copy of themselves inside of that mirror. But it's obviously not doing the same thing as you. So I will let you guys deal with the orb and the mirror on the box as you would like to, as you try to get a little bit further in the Time Killer Orb.
Can I put a mirror up in front of the mirror?
I don't think you have a mirror.
That's ridiculous. We're with a bunch of wood elves who are very beautiful.
I'd like to roll preparedness to see.
Oh, yes. It's got to be in your pocket of, void.
Reach in your little void pocket. Did I put my fucking mirror in here?
It's my compact.
No, yeah, you know what? The elves are very beautiful and they constantly use mirrors. So yeah, no, they have a mirror.
Ah, yes. Hey, can I borrow that?
They're like moving so slow because they're in time killer time that you just see a mirror sticking out of their pocket.
Bloop.
Yeah. You take it and you show the mirror its mirror reflection, and the reflection it's not distorted in any way. Like it's a reflection of what's in the mirror. So like there's you, right? Then there's other you in the mirror. In the new mirror, it's just a reflection of other you.
But if I'm not in the visual space, like if only the mirrors are looking at each other?
Yeah, then it's just it's just a mirror of a mirror.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. That's nothing.
So Galdrick wasn't really here for the last time you guys popped out the mirror. I was a few minutes late.
Yeah.
So what the fuck is that?
And as you say that, you see like another Galdrick way in the back of the mirror going, "Who the fuck is that? Is that Galdrick out there?
Oh my god, is that Galdrick?
Oh my god, is that Galdrick?
Oh my god, hey Galdrick!
Hi, Galdrick.
Hi.
Hey, do you want to open this thing?
Don't do it.
Wait, what do I want to... Wait, open what?
The box. The box that I'm on. You want to open it?
There's the box?
Yeah, there's a box down here. You want to open it?
Is it safe?
Boy, that's a loaded question. I'll tell you what.
Okay,
I'll tell you what.
1 to 10,
it's
how
not.
safe is it?
It's on a scale of 1 to 10. It's probably exactly a 5.
Well, that seems like a pretty good deal.
I mean, that's what I think. You should probably want to open it, right?
I don't know, man.
Yeah, like what is a 10?
Oh.
Is a 10 like, oh, I fell down the hetero bed, or is 10 like now everybody's dead and we are in an endless void.
Yeah, I was thinking 10 is probably like, universe implosion.
Oh, sweet. See?
So 5 is pretty bad.
Well, I mean, do you want to just open this for you?
Do you know what's inside?
I actually don't, but I do know that only someone worthy is able to open it.
Huh.
Oh, that's probably not me.
Does Mirror Jake know anything about what's inside the box?
Just
buddy,
like,
what's
I'll
in
go
you?
get him. I'll go get him. Yes.
Step,
Hello,
step, step.
Jake. Hello.
Hey, buddy.
Hey, buddy.
What's in you?
Well, in here, it's mostly just whatever's out there, except, a little bit different. But I'm not really sure what's in the box. Boy, it's getting a little bit Scottish, isn't it?
I was about to say, why are you Scottish in there?
Listen, it's not really a perfect science about how we're all set up in here. All right, we got a lot of people. Usually, it's just one person, right? Now, listen.
Wait, what?
What?
It's the combination of Transylvania and Galdric accent.
Oh,
equals
Toads, no, don't worry
Scottish.
about it. It's difficult to keep straight. I've not been doing it very long. I know your pain, dude. Toads.
I think you've been doing so good.
Yes.
Wait, hold on. Weren't you the one that said I turned into like a Nordic like club scene, dude?
I don't know.
Oh, we can get some of the brewskis for like $6.50. I love electronica music.
That's because you started talking to Ula. And you started doing this.
Listen, we got a lot of bad accents going on. Most of them are mine, and I apologize if they throw you guys off, okay?
No, you do great. You guys all do good accents. Okay? All I do is fucking squeeze my balls and talk.
Okay.
I would try that, but I have my camera up now, and I think it might be against TOS. Can always
I
see.
open the box.
You pull on it, and it doesn't move, and the Galdric kind of shows up. He's like, "Whoa, hold on, we can't just open this. You need to tell me, like, why should I open it for you?"
You shouldn't. Fuck that shit.
Oh, I mean, okay.
Yeah, we should know more before we unleash whatever's.
You know what? Like, speaking of knowing more, this is what I'm kind of confused about. When we like close this shit up and there's nothing to reflect in the mirror, do you guys still exist?
Ooh.
Well, there's usually just one of us, just me kind of thing, and I'm in here just kind of waiting.
Wait, sorry. So you change based on who's looking at you, right?
And another Lou shows up and says, "Yep, that's basically it."
Okay.
Cool,
What's your
no
name?
thanks.
What's your name as a standalone? What do you call yourself when it's just you in the box?
I don't really need to call myself anything.
Okay.
I don't.
No. Hold on. That's dumb. So if you're like closed up in the void, not looking at a different thing,
Yeah.
you still like have thoughts and are a thing. So like, what do you call yourself when you're not looking at anybody else?
Why would I need to call myself something? I don't talk to myself. Do I do like, "Hi, self"?
Wait, do you not?
No, that's
Oh shit.
that's a crazy thing to do. I'll be damned if I'm going to be crazy.
Wow.
I mean, should I call myself something? What would you call
It's
me?
pretty. It's a nice experience. You should maybe try it.
Oh, what should I call myself?
Anything but Lou.
Yeah, not that. We got a lot
We've
of
got too many
those.
Lou's.
Narcissus. What's a mirror or something?
Narcissus is
Salvador.
kind of nice.
He had those drippy mirrors.
I don't know. I don't really want to give him anything. It should come from the heart. Like, you
Yes.
just rolled out of bed.
Oh, I don't have a heart.
Do you have a bed? Oh, you don't sleep. You just kind of stand there.
I just kind of
Oh, cool.
I just kind of sit here for all eternity waiting for somebody to open it up.
Wait, do you
What-
sit? Do you have legs?
Not really. I just kind of float.
Do you know-
While everyone's talking, I slowly reach to open the box.
Have you always been in there?
You know what? Roll.
I'd like to say that I'm being no. Don't even say stealth. Just it's a critical fail. It's a critical fail. Don't even fucking, I'm not even gonna fucking bother.
I think
sleight of hand isn't stealth.
I think the other Galdrick shows up. He's like, no. We know how that's gonna go. Don't even bother.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Wow.
On me.
Listen, you just tell me why I should open it for you. Give me a reason.
Because you told me to open it.
Well, it's because there's cool stuff in there.
Well, you told me to. What's in there?
I don't know, but it's got to be cool stuff. If I've been cursed for all eternity to just sit here and try to wait for someone who's worthy of opening it.
I feel the cursed is a red flag.
Oh,
Okay.
when I say cursed, I meant like created. I was created for this purpose. It just feels like a curse.
Okay, so let me get this right. You asked me if I wanted to open this box and that I should open this box.
Yeah.
And then you say, why should I open the box for you? Don't touch the box.
Yeah, that's right. Well, are you? I don't know if you're worthy. I'm supposed to only open for the people who are worthy.
Okay, well, what determines worthy? Why don't you ask me a question?
All right, are you worthy?
What determines worthy?
Boy, that's a tough question, isn't it?
Yeah,
have you done like crazy cool stuff?
Obviously.
Okay. Are you pursuing a noble cause?
It's pretty cool.
Okay, that's cool's good enough. Cool's good enough.
I think it's noble. I'd say I vote noble.
You.
Galdrick, go ahead and roll plus charisma.
Oh. I don't even gotta look up my stats for that. I already know what that is. You know what I'm saying? That's
and you got
5 life.
And you got
fuck.
Oh no!
Well, I was gonna say that you did level up and get plus 2 more to any stat you wanted, but with a natty 1, I'm thinking.
I like to say I randomly just vomit.
Yeah, that sounds about right. And Mirror Galdrick's like, oh man, all right, no, that's not really a very worthy. Yeah, oh boy.
Oh god. I ate microwave ice cream. Oh god.
Don't do that.
Why would you do that?
Nobody should do that. Well, does anybody else have a reason why they should open this?
I'll try again
really
in 5 minutes
sure.
if no one else does.
I'm really not sure we should open it. What else is in there? What else is in your little apartment?
Mostly just me and the various copies of me when there's other people around.
How long have you existed?
Boy, time's a weird thing in here. As I'm sure you've noticed, the time gets a little weird whenever you kind of like start thinking about it and stuff.
Yeah.
So I don't know, 5 minutes?
Oh no, that tracks. That's probably right.
Where did we get the orb? It was just in our.
It was just
pocket?
in your bag. Yeah, it was just in your bag when you.
Probably not good though. Okay, hey, orb.
Yeah.
Wait, could you plug your ears and not listen to this next thing that I say to my friends?
Man, but what if it's a worthy thing? I really want to open up for you guys, but you got to be worthy.
No, we wouldn't want to waste your time. This is just like babble.
All right, sounds good. I'll just plug my ears. I'm gonna plug his ears.
Okay, maybe I'm gonna test saying things. Do you hear me? Okay, he's not answering. I think it's okay. That might be the way out. But this was just in our pocket when we arrived in the green ink.
Mm-hmm.
So what else could this have been? Something that we brought with us from the white ink that was, transmogrified into this other thing?
Smart.
That's smart. I just thought it was something from the other Lou, like he slipped something in your jeans.
Oh, Lou, Lou too. Like
I don't think so. I keep pretty tight tabs on my inventory, and
I know, right? What if it was like? What if Galdrick, were you totally done with the white planar key stuff, and you didn't have like a sliver of it left?
I definitely put it all back.
That's like the most suspicious way you could say a thing.
How am I supposed to say it?
Sincerely.
The opposite of the way you just did.
Yeah.
What is the opposite of that?
Okay. Yes, I put it all back. Definitely.
Is that worse? That's
See the
worse.
definitely though. I made it.
Oh.
This is
This is just embarrassing. Yes. I hold out like my arms from side to side.
Oh
Yes.
wow. Okay. Yeah.
Maybe
oh
like
no.
I'm not good at talking, but like, is human inflection different for you because you're a magic boy?
Okay, I'm not a magic boy. I'm a divine boy. And yes, I put it all back.
Okay.
I think. I'm pretty sure. I've never done that before, so I think so.
I mean, that's fair. What else could it be?
I try to open it again.
Maybe we should just. The last time it was a bad. I want to know, but I'm scared.
Roll charisma again, Galdrick.
Oh boy.
Boy.
I'm just like reaching my hand in super slow motion, as it like I'm just Drax from. If I move slow enough, they won't see me.
Yeah, no, that's an 8 total, and the other Galdrick's like, come on, like it's embarrassing, Galdrick, come on.
Midway through, I transition to like running my hand through my own hair, but I'm still moving in slow mo.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
Can I try a thing?
Yep.
Can I somehow summon Gold Buddy and have Gold Buddy look in the mirror? But not if they die, because I've killed Gold Buddy before and I did not enjoy that.
Yes. Gold Buddy shows up and Gold Buddy looks in the mirror. I think there would be no reflection
Okay.
because it's a green ink.
colors
It's a green ink mirror and it's a gold ink person. So
Okay.
I don't think there would be a reflection.
Okay. I look at Gold Buddy and I shrug my shoulders.
Gold Buddy shrugs back.
Okay.
You give Gold Buddy a hug and I say, go have a good day. Thank you for your service, my little buddy.
Yeah, and Gold Buddy just starts skipping off into the distance.
Didn't die. What's up?
Can I mime like removing my fingers from my ears at the mirror?
Oh yeah. And it takes its earplugs out.
Oh, hey, dude, do you know what made you? Because like you said, you were created. I mean, you said cursed, but bad marketing on that word.
Yeah.
Created to do this thing. Do you know who made either you or this? And I like gesture the whole.
I think it was multiple people, but I don't know who any of them were.
Okay, now
I
this is
think-
going to seem a little not cool on the surface, but
Yep.
trust me.
Yep.
I assume they were wearing robes. Just a shot in the dark.
It's kind of a hard one. No.
No.
One of them had crazy glasses, and the other one
Whoa.
had one eye, and the other one had lots and lots of hair.
Would you say he had many locks of hair?
Many locks. Also, don't think the last one was a dude.
Okay.
Oh, wait, hold on. Oh, shit.
Why?
I was totes onto a thing and then I wasn't.
Well, the glasses has got to be lewd. I mean,
Oh, yeah.
I
and
say quietly.
I thought the one eye would be the only dog.
yeah.
But the lots of hair? I thought it was going to be locked because I said lock.
Yeah. Maybe we haven't met all the people yet. What the hell would?
Oh, shit. Well, no, Lou's not really like locked to a color. He's like Mr. Prismatic, right? He does all the stuff.
I think so. What color is? Well,
Whoopidoop is, I assume, the Reds, and maybe Mr. or Mrs. Lots of Hair was green, because we are here now.
No.
Kerr didn't have an exceptional mane of hair. She was just like short and blonde, right?
She was short and had long black hair.
Why do I have blonde Darth Vader in my notes?
Oh no, yeah, long,
nice.
long black hair. She looked like the Ring Girl.
I remember this now.
Well,
Yeah.
all right, there, that works.
Hey, can we use a D&D skill and do like a detect magic and see what kind of thing this is?
It's
What type of
magic.
It's a magic? Now we're on to something.
I'll just not cast the spell, but like wave my dagger over it and go, oh yeah, totes magic.
Then maybe it's like a school. Can you tell the school of magic?
If it was created, it's probably just going to be, what is it, conjuration or something
Yeah,
like that?
exactly,
But you know
yeah.
what? This is a weird bottle episode, so I will cast Detect Magic.
Oh yeah, sorry. If it uses a spell slot.
Yeah, burn. You can burn the spell slot, and there's a. Let me look up.
Schools of Magic.
Schools of Magic 5e. Yeah, so it is. So it is conjuration,
Oh,
but
glad
there's
he's the slot.
there's another. No, but there is, because there is something else in there.
Do tell.
Bum. It is.
Divination. Give me that XP.
I was looking at divination. I was like, is it divination? No, it's not divination. It is. It is enchantment.
The school of make things do stuff. Interesting.
Yeah.
I've looked at it and all with all the inks, right?
Yeah. And it is
Just green.
just green.
Oh, except that's right. But the box.
was like
is
anti.
Yeah, oh man.
Well, listen, the cube that we met earlier by that was held by Volley Dog was also a box that was anti-ink. So it could be good to have our own. But I'm very scared that if we open it, then we'll die.
Oh yeah, that whole like 5 out of 10 thing when 10 was universe implosion. No, nope, nothing.
Yeah, what if it just sucks us up? Like it just eats ink.
I reach
Can
for
we
it
just
again.
like dig a hole and leave it here?
Oh no.
Oh no.
So you're just reaching to try to open it again?
I'm just reaching and to try to open it again.
This time when you reach to open it, you kind of set your hands on it and you pull and it doesn't move. And then the Galdric shows up. He's like, wow, you really won't quit, hey?
What? What? You told me to open. You said there's really cool stuff inside. This is
I
on
mean,
you. This is on you.
and
If
it starts
you tell me
to
walk
open a
away
little
right
bit.
now, I'll walk away. What do I do?
It starts to open a little bit.
Oh, okay.
And he's like, you really want to open this? You're showing some kind of determination that it's very becoming. I'm just saying it almost seems worthy. You really want to open it?
Okay, if you tell me to walk away, I'm gonna walk away. But you're
No,
me,
you
and
should
I
open
trust
it,
me,
man.
so I'm gonna
Open
trust
I
you.
don't think that's you. I don't think that's you.
Open it, man.
You're me, aren't you?
Yeah, of course. Well, I mean, I'm kind of
No.
you.
I open it.
No, hold on, wait.
What?
And it opens.
Okay, well, here we go. Pandora time.
And there's like a little shining light on the inside. And it says, uh-oh. It says, uh-oh. It says,
Did you know with Amazon Prime you can connect it to your Twitch account and connect it to your I'm sorry, please don't make it worse.
and a super mega demon comes out. No. A voice echoes in your minds. that says, "Do you choose to enter the arena of the mind?"
Fuck yeah!
Galdrick disappears.
Oh boy.
We should go to, yeah.
I mean, we can't let him go alone.
Okay, yes, please. I want to,
Slump
I
will
want to
fix
go
this
to
later.
there.
And you guys are pulled into kind of a blank gray space. There's no walls, there's no nothing. You're standing on something, so there's some sort of surface beneath you, but other than that, it's just all gray all around. And
I don't like that your dice are red. I just don't like it. It just makes me nervous. Reminds me of Venalis. I don't like
it. What the fuck is this thing? What's a Kira? Ooh.
Kira like the bird from Critical
A
Role?
beast resembling a giant tiger with 3 pairs of legs and horns
Different.
appears. It also seems to be radiating some sort of psionic powers. And it jumps at you and attacks you.
No.
I dodge and roll to the side and unsheath my blade.
Okay, and you've got your blade ready, and it wants to attack you. And basically, we're not going to do a full-blown combat thing. You guys each get a turn, basically. Let's start with you, Galdrick, because you readied your blade. What would you like to do?
Okay, when you say you each get a turn, is this like a turn-by-turn thing, or is this a...
Like, you're all going to get a turn to kind of do combat stuff. And then,
Gotcha, okay.
and then it will do a combat stuff.
Gotcha, okay. In that case, I will... if it kind of leapt at me, I'll try to... I'll just swing at it, I guess. I mean, fuck.
Okay, awesome. Roll damage. You don't need to roll to hit. You hit.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Yeah. No, I totally know what my damage
Yeah, exactly, right? You definitely have your sheet up right now, and you also have it, like, memorized. Exactly, yeah. So,
oh, by the way, today's going to be a really interesting episode. We're not going to do anything. Oh, by the way, roll for damage. What the fuck? Either roll that or 2d10. Okay, so it's a 2d10.
Perfect. Everyone else get ready to roll a bit of damage. You deal 11 damage to it. And then, Jake, it is your turn. What would you like to do?
So it's got a bunch of fucking arms, and it attacked Goldrick with just claws.
Yeah, it just like fucking just jumped at him, tried to claw him a bunch.
Is it bipedal?
It has, I think it said 3 sets of legs, 3 pairs of legs.
Yeah, I guess is it like upright, or is it like a tiger but just?
It's like a tiger. It's like a snake tiger.
Okay. I have lots of spells, but I don't know what this does yet. So I'm going to start one spell and then get confused and then stop and then do a different spell. And then I'm just going to go, and I'm going to use Jake's shield on everybody.
Ooh, okay.
Yeah, I posted a picture of what Akira looks like.
Akira. This is what Akira looks like. The picture doesn't quite do it justice for all the legs it has. Oh boy, nobody can see it on my thing. And, boop, there it is. That's Akira.
I'm not familiar with this monster.
I know. I'm wondering if it's maybe a homebrew, because I did definitely just Google CR6 Monsters 5e.
Oh my God.
So who knows?
I gave you all of my resources.
Yeah,
I know.
I know. I should fucking have them, but in the heat of the moment, I didn't. You know what? That's on me. I didn't plan very good. Okay, so you put your shield on everybody, so they have plus AC. And Lou, what would you like to do?
I'm going to. It looks aggressive. It's gonna hit us.
It's attacking everybody.
It is attacking everybody. So then can I like reinforce the shield with a blade barrier? But like really trying to control my not using planar power.
Yep.
Just like regular magic power.
It's
a Do you need information about it?
Do they take damage when they hit you?
Yeah. Yeah, for the first when they enter it for the first time or start the turn in there, then you got to make a dex throw. And then if you fail, then you take damage.
Okay. Okay. What kind of damage is it? How much damage is it?
6d10.
Oh my goodness, that's quite a lot. That's actually an absolutely insane amount. Go ahead and roll 60-10 because it's definitely gonna like move and get hit by it. That's a lot of fucking damage. My God.
Yeah, that's one of the brand new ones that you.
Yeah, that's fucking crazy. Okay, you deal 37 damage to it. Make sure to burn that spell slot.
Oh right, yeah.
And it finishes the jump at Galdrick. In Galdrick, it bites you for 25 damage.
Okay, that's fucking.
And then the gray disappears. You guys are back in the forest. And the orb is closed again.
Oh.
And that's all we'll do for the time killer.
What is going on in there?
I wanted to look at Galdrick to see if his wound was real.
His wound is he has no real wound, but he does not look like he's at full health. The damage was sustained. The wound itself was not.
Neat.
And that's where we'll leave the time killer. And that's where we'll kind of leave the episode for the episode. And now we can get into the chatting about the campaign. So, do you guys have any questions about what has happened thus far in the campaign?
I have like an iconography question that's been just burned into my brain that we never addressed again.
Okay.
I forget if it was in like a intro or what the fuck it was, but you did this whole thing about a goddamn white like ink pen chained up in a void.
Yeah.
What the fuck was that?
That was a symbolism for what was happening to Tom.
Okay.
So Tom, Tom was the pen kind of constantly, he was being killed, right? All the ink was drained out and being used to kind of paint pictures of his memories. And then they would juice him back to life with the machines. And that was kind of the pen being refilled. And then, I don't remember the whole narrative intro, but he started, because they didn't kill him each time, when they brought him back, it was almost like he had a little bit more than before. So they were accidentally kind of supercharging him through the process of killing him over and over and over and over again. So then he kind of channeled that little bit of extra ink into the actual chains that was holding on to him, and he turned them into like Gambit style chains.
Neat. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
That's a good point. We should talk about all the narrative cameras.
The question I have is just a general curiosity.
Yeah.
Has there ever been something that we like, bypassed or skipped, or we're like, no, we're not going to go left, we're going to go right, and you were like, fuck?
Yeah. There has been a couple.
I was gonna say how many times. If there was.
I can't remember all of them, but off the top of my head, one of them was when you guys were dealing with the robot bandits, and you went into the cave, and there was like
left or right.
Yeah, literal left or right. To the left was like a room that you didn't explore. And to the right was that like weird magical darkness with the clicking camera.
Right, where we sent Bill Ding.
Where you sent Bill Ding in, yeah. And like he went in and it's like the alarm went off. So you just had him keep on going and he tripped over a fucking tripwire and you just had him keep on going till he ran into a fucking door. And then the whole fucking cave started filling with nasty gas. Like, there was so much other shit in that cave that I had planned out this giant. There was a book there to teach you the weave on how to create that super juice that had been powering the robots. There was a book in there that taught you how to do that. There were a whole bunch of other like decommissioned robots. There was a room full of treasure behind that door. There was so much shit in there.
Treasure?
Yeah, everything they'd stolen. Every time they come into the town and like ransack shit, they threw it in that room behind the door. So yeah, there was a whole bunch of like stuff that you could kind of figure out and problem solve and puzzle piece together and like fight fire with his own crazy super juice weave kind of thing. But you just fucking threw building into the darkness and had him keep on going until he set off literally every single trap, trigger, and alarm that they had set. So that's one. Another shit, and I can't remember what the other one was. I was thinking of there was another one that I was just thinking of. That was the big left or right. The whole how to get a ship that can go into space flight and how to get to Luz Bar. I set up this entire chain of events on getting to Matrillion. I set up luckily I had a bit of Matrillion set up from a previous campaign, so I had a lot of the districts already ready, but I set up a whole kind of city where you guys could talk to a couple different spaceship manufacturing companies, and each one was missing like a key personnel. Like one guy was missing their key computers guy, AI guy. One guy was missing their key engineer. One guy was missing their key navigations kind of thing. And the Yo-Yo Boys had kidnapped them all to stop the progress on developing ships that could get out to past the Brillin Belt, because the Yo-Yo Boys kind of controlled that trade, and so they wanted to make sure that nobody else could get in on that trade. They could kind of gouge the prices all they wanted, and so you guys had to go find the Yo-Yo Boys, shut down their operation, and rescue these kind of three top guys and put their minds together to create a ship that could take you there.
Man, we skipped like 6 months.
You by skipping that, by using the favor of Volos to get to the bar, you skipped a metric shit ton of content that I had for how you guys would get out there.
Nice. It might still come up.
The first Demersol encounter, that one was very interesting too. The very first time you guys went into Demersol's tower.
Zap, scream, run away.
Yeah, exactly. You just blasted down his door, which he immediately shot at you guys, and then you cast out evil to send him into the middle of nowhere. That was another one that skipped a whole, like, all kinds of interactions and content kind of thing. And this is another question that chat has asked before. Yeah. Torg has asked this a couple times, and now is the time to answer it. You guys noticed this when it first started to happen. When you first found Mason was, the lake guardian killing people who fucked with them.
Ooh, so I have a theory. Was he part slumpy?
No.
Oh.
I know a lot of people have had that theory, and the way I described it, I can totally see how that was kind of the vibe that was going out there. And in fact, I don't think there's any way for anyone to guess it, because it was not a mechanic that had been introduced. It was a person obtaining a role. It was Mason becoming the Chosen.
Oh.
That's why Galdrick felt so drawn to him. He was literally obtaining divine power. His sorrow and his rage and his desperation were kind of sent as a prayer on high, where he was blessed with holy power and actually ascended from a normal person to the Chosen, where he could not die until his mission was fulfilled. I had these things planned to avenge his mother, because it was his mother that was killed in the street.
Yeah.
By the
Robot bandits?
No.
Leader of, right?
The leader. Yeah, basically Kerr. He wasn't going to stop until Kerr was dead. So I had things got moving too, because he was a member of the Kerr. He was a member of the Erish Kigal.
Not Mason.
No.
Okay.
And so he
oh no, sorry. Yep, now I'm on board. I get you.
And so I had planned all these things where he was going to throw himself at stuff and get killed and then come back and like fucking get his head blown off, and then his head like put itself together or reweave itself, and he'd stand up to kind of show you guys that something kind of supernatural was happening. But so much shit happened, and then so much got bypassed that there weren't too many opportunities for that. But basically, him getting that stuff going into his back was him ascending from a normal human into the chosen.
Cool.
Yeah, that's what that was.
Keeping with white ink, it like, would we still, I want to know, I'm wondering if we can know more about the calligraphers, and would we still be going on the same quest if we had taken up the mantle of that organization?
Fucking, I want to piggyback on that part 2. How fucked would we be if we got those goddamn face tattoos?
Yeah.
But no, do the other question first, because I felt bad because I think I was the only one who's giving everyone such a hard time about it.
Yeah. Okay.
Do the thing you said first. It just reminded me, and I had like a fucking guttural response, and I had to be like, ah!
Yeah, oh man, this is tough. You guys would be on the same path, basically. There wouldn't be too much of a change. You just, Tom would be playing a much more focal role, and you guys may have gone to another planet for a little while to meet the leaders and stuff. As for how fucked you'd be with the face tattoos,
like, did you have a story beat where it was like, and then XYZ of the tack uses a thing and they see the marks on your face, and now this is a whole bit that I wrote?
No, so the tack was actually never supposed to have a way to reveal it.
No.
But
like in the first draft kind of thing?
Yeah, when I first created it, the tack was never supposed to have a way to reveal it. And then I don't remember what happened.
Yeah, how did...
But then somewhere in there, I decided to make it, I don't know, more interesting or more of a risk reward.
Yeah, that's just it. Like, right? More high stakes.
More of a high stakes rather than just like we got it now we're in.
Otherwise, why wouldn't we say yes?
Exactly. Yeah. Why wouldn't you say yes? Yeah. If there was no risk, why wouldn't you just say yes? So I think I just did it to make it more interesting. And then it blew up into a way bigger thing. And so I ran with it. That's when I started like having them fucking like scanning people for the mark and all that shit, was because I didn't think it was a big deal, but it became a big deal. So I kind of ran with it.
Okay.
Yeah. So at the start, if you'd done it right at the start, I think you wouldn't have been fucked at all. If you had done it after a certain point, when I had decided that it was going to be like a fucking like a scanning mechanic for them, then you would have been uber fucked. So it really depends on when you would have taken it. that would decide how bad it would have been.
Nice.
Oh, James Squall says, where was the Rat Man going? The Rat Man was hunting for the party, because the medicine professor deliberately sent you into the sewers because you were asking questions and you were meant to die. So it was hunting for you guys.
Is Kirby a bad guy secretly?
The divine religious aspect kind of got dropped out of the first act, huh? Wasn't Goldrick supposed to flesh out a religion? I said it could happen. We could decide as much or as little as we wanted as it went. Ended up not being a major part so far, but I almost think it kind of has in its own kind of way. Like, it not in the way that I had originally planned, but I think with the little hints here and there and the little nods here and there that Galdrick and I share, I think it's kind of getting fleshed out anyways.
I will become God.
Oh. Butler's not gonna like that.
What is the current status of the plague incubator on Cowhearth?
I like that question last year, but I also don't like it.
Yeah.
I don't want to know.
I don't want to think about the low level zone.
Yeah.
They're on their own.
It's not good.
luck,
It's not
everybody.
good, guys. It's
Like,
not
is there
good.
going to be any Cowhearth left to come back
It's
to?
not good, guys.
No,
it's not
don't say that.
good.
We know Kirby was
Yeah,
on a
exactly.
different planet. So.
Yeah, you know Kirby
That's,
took a ship to the other planet, but
What about Tom and Arinda and everybody? What
uh,
about Betty?
I'm just saying
No,
it's
Betty's in the
bad.
green.
I'm just saying it's bad. It's
Oh,
bad,
we
and don't
beefed
think
it.
too hard about it.
We done goofed.
It's not there. And let me tell you this: that ain't the only fucking problem that you guys left.
What?
Yeah.
Wait, the black hole's gone though, right?
Black hole is definitely not gone.
Oh boy,
Super
we
duper.
really left.
Super duper, definitely not gone. You guys left
Oh,
that
no.
planet in a bad way.
I thought that I honestly thought it was just like a lost cause. I thought we were just like, oh yeah, giant black hole on the planet. All right, bye.
I mean, that's
You know what?
honestly, that's kind of fair. Like, that's a legitimate, like, things got
Yeah.
so fucked. Like, you guys stopped the tack from doing this to multiple more worlds and all that stuff, right? But you didn't stop it enough or in time to save this planet. Like, it was a little bit of I could see the argument for lost cause.
I also kind of think because our main goal is to wipe everything clean and make a new thing, really, which is, you know what I mean? So if we're just
I'm sorry, I missed that. Somebody asked if the gelatinous cube is going to be safely contained forever, and I can only assume no.
I don't remember what cube is that?
The
Dead open, do not inside,
yeah,
or whatever.
exactly. Yeah. Dead
Oh my God,
open,
that's
do
right.
not inside. Exactly. Yeah.
Dead
It's
up,
just
do not
in
eat.
like a what is it? It's in like
Morgue.
some kind of weird sarcophagus
Yeah.
in one of the morgue drawers.
Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah.
You like
Oh
cut
my
it up
God,
and
I
put it into
forgot.
space coffins and sealed it up in the morgue.
That was a perfect plan.
We wrote a
Archae-
note. It's fine.
Yeah, archaeologists in the future.
All
Yeah.
I've really gotten from this is that Galdrick was supposed to lead that planet to Armageddon, and he did a pretty damn good job.
I mean,
so.
hey.
Yeah,
Good job,
seriously.
guys.
I mean, did you? It's sputtering to its death. It's not I dealt with.
It's on the way.
Problem solved.
Work in
Yeah.
progress.
It's like pushing a car off the edge of a cliff, and you're just watching it in free fall.
But it's like by the time we're done, green ink is going to be nothing, and white ink is going to be nothing, and everything is going to be wiped out, and we're going to have the prismatic ink, right? So it's kind of like, don't worry about the mess you leave, because it's not going to.
Yep, that's totally another exactly solid argument, right? Like if what you're working on.
I don't like it though.
Yeah.
It makes me feel bad.
Yeah. And I guess. See, this is where I want to say something that I don't think I should say.
Unprompted. That's the risk.
It's unprompted, but it's super prompted because of
it about
exactly
the
what you just
prismatic ink?
said.
Is
It's
it
because of how you feel.
what?
Yes. If you remember, there was a point when Volos said to you guys,
Yeah.
I will
Yeah.
offer you exactly what you want, but through your journeys, you will come under the mistaken belief that you don't want it anymore.
I don't remember that.
I
Yeah.
don't recall that at all.
Yeah.
I must have been on Quaaludes.
Yeah.
That was a Quaalude.
Yeah, he said, I will offer you. He asked you for a couple things that you wanted, and you all said yes. And he said, I can give that to you. If you do, or he's like, if you work with me, I can give you that. But if you don't do it now, and if you continue on your path, you will get to a point where you will be deluded and no longer believe that you want it anymore.
Interesting. I feel like
So,
we just
Yeah.
need to talk to Lou and Locke again. I need to like recenter.
Now,
Yeah.
I feel like, oh God, I honestly do not remember that deal.
Yeah.
But I'm trying to remember what got me on Volos' side so hard so early. Because there was a period where I was like, nah, he may not be the bad guy. And I legitimately thought that for a while.
Yeah.
When
Was that
it?
the first thing? Sorry, Lou, go ahead.
No, I was just gonna guess. Was it like when he was able to give you power and stuff?
Well, that's what I'm trying to remember. Like,
Yeah.
I don't remember when my own decision occurred. My notes aren't that good. And like, I try to be super consistent with Jake, but god damn it, over, what'd you say, 200 hours?
Yeah.
I know I've fucked some shit up. But like, I definitely, like, if you would have said that just now, like, if Volos came to me with that deal, I'd have been like, oh yeah, this guy's sort of a gray area. He's an anti-hero. He's the one who's gonna like do it correctly, but it seems dirty right now.
Yeah.
Like,
That was exactly the feel of that speech kind of thing.
Okay, so I think that may have been the point where like Jake was like, yeah, I kind of get where this dude's coming from, and I'm gonna roll with it.
And I think
I was honestly surprised because we had several conversations and I thought we were on the same page.
Yeah.
When he just lost it and was like, nah, I'm gonna do this. It's like the toddler thing. Like, if you wait a minute, you can have all the gummy bears. But if you eat one now, you get one. Like, I was like, come on, you're like a super fucking thing. Why would you? But there's more I don't know about, I'm sure.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I don't know if we, when he apologized, right? He was saying that he just finally saw an opportunity to, like, if that step was done, the rest was as good as done. And so he so badly wanted it. He was completely overcome with desire and greed and ambition that it overtook him.
See, now I'm almost back on the Volos train now that we're
Let me just tell you guys, over the course of the campaign, I think you're going to agree and disagree. Like, you're gonna go back and forth with how you feel.
Forever.
Yeah. And I think also part of the reason that you might have also been on Volos' side a little bit was that he was kind of that kind of gray area, anti-hero kind of thing, at the same time that you were starting to learn that Galdrick had some sort of interplanar super mega, Galdrick was on the side of apocalypse and destruction. It was how it was kind of coming across in the early days kind of thing. And so I think if it's like, wait, hold on. If I'm on the team with somebody who wants to kill everything and this guy wants to not, then why am I with these guys? I think that was also part of it.
Yeah, and at the same time, Falrot just reminded me, Tom was in a different place for me. That was early Jake, like, resentful against Tom. So I had like the white mage on one side who was supposed to be super good, and he was lying to me about shit, and we were torturing people. Yep. And then I had Galdrick on the other side, fucking Captain Apocalypse. So you gave me a gray option, and I was like, I'll take down the middle. Yeah.
And I want to be clear. There was never torturing, okay?
We were unweaving information out of their brains forcefully.
Definitely.
Okay, interrogation.
Yeah. Like, definitely, it's more like it's more.
This is a is waterboarding torture or interrogation argument. Like,
this is more like is wiretapping torture, because like you're just removing you're just unweaving them. Like there's no
physical sensation.
There's no physical sensation, right? You're not affecting them anyway. You're just looking at the stuff they know.
Maybe. Okay, so that might be my misinterpretation, because I thought they had sort of a protective weave that we had to unknot. Yes. I thought up until the point where we got to that knot, it was like, we're just like flipping through microfilm of your memory. Then when it got to that knot, that was when we took the bottom out of the chair and, got the nipple clamps and it got weird. Like, that's what I thought.
Yeah. No, I guess that might have just been, maybe I said things to that effect.
Or maybe I projected that either way.
Who knows? But definitely it was not meant to be a torture thing. It was meant to be definitely like a questionable thing. Like pulling their memories out and looking at them without their permission to gain information into their whole organization. But it wasn't meant to be like, you guys are fucking,
I absolutely had the image of like Tom as Mr. Rogers, like pulling off toenails.
No, definitely
That's
not.
A bad guy. I get why you thought. I get the basement thing now. Yeah.
Yeah, and that's just, I got that feeling that there was like this image of like Tom being a secret bad, like scary bad dude. It was more that he did kind of unethical things to obtain information, like no permission, no privacy, no nothing, and he would just pull the information out.
I think current Jake is totally on board with that. I don't give a fuck.
Yeah. So yeah, that was that kind of thing.
I wanted to ask, like, just spoiler things. I guess was there anything, like any big plot moment in the White Ink, like with Kerr especially, that you thought was going to happen that didn't wind up being expressed, that is now just actually done? It's not going to come up later?
Okay, first of all, there's a question saying, did Merlin flunk without his notes?
Oh no, Merlin.
School was canceled on account of everybody's dead.
Not Merlin though.
No, Merlin made it. But yeah, like there's no more Cowhearth really, so there's no
I guess
more.
Merlin made it so that he could see all his friends die.
Yeah,
so
you know,
that's cool.
basically, yeah. But would he have flunked? Yeah, probably. Yeah, it was a hard class. And you were asking, was there anything in the White Ink that didn't happen that I thought was going to happen?
Yeah, like big, like reveals that you thought were gonna come to pass. You know,
Mason being a chosen was one.
Yeah.
Other big reveals. I think you got all of the I don't know if it was ever explicitly stated, but I think you guys got it that like the TAC was not evil, right? The TAC was a good force that establishes solar systems and establishes life all throughout the universe. The Erish Kagol infiltrated it and used parts of it as kind of it was like a vector for them as a virus to infect everything. So the TAC wasn't evil in its inherency, right? It was just that the TAC abused parts of it for evil. There were tons of systems that were set up, no problem. They lived for thousands of years without issue. No Erish Kagol kind of influence at all.
Right.
And that's because the TAC was not inherently evil, kind of thing. The infamous 15 pages. Yeah, there was one point where you guys did something where I had to throw out 15 pages of notes. And I don't remember what that was. Does anybody remember
you threw
what
it up
happened?
in your brain too.
Where I had to throw out 15 pages. I don't remember what you guys did.
Probably when we walked into the bar and Lou put on her glasses when we were looking for Hutch.
Oh, was that it?
Oh.
And you guys just fucking cold clock ID'd Hutch?
And then crushed his hands right away.
Yeah, and then you assaulted him like right away? Maybe that was it.
Like anything we do.
That was a lot of stuff, yeah.
Yeah, because I had like a whole system built for, because basically the description that you guys had of Hutch applied to every single fucking person there. So that was kind of the thing. It's like you have this ID for this person, you walk in, they all look like him. And so there was going to be like a process of gathering facts about which one specifically is Hutch and kind of ruling out the other people and mingling around. And then you'd have like you had to, I think you called out if you called out his favorite, I don't remember what the sport that I invented
Sports
was.
Teams, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, you had a name of a sport.
Yeah, and if you watch the TVs, I literally had a description of how the sport was played and everything. Like I created the whole fucking thing of how you could play the sport and ID the teams and call out his team and he'd get all up in your face and then you could ID him.
I don't remember.
It was like Crash Ball or something.
And that's
like
why Hutts don't have feet.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. You're gonna finally tell them Kirby's name. I think I told you guys
His first name?
Kirby's first name.
I want to say James.
Good
James
guess,
Kirby?
but no.
I'm thinking Kirk. That's why.
James Kirk. Yeah. No, his first name was Harold.
Harold.
Harold J. Kirby. And
Adorable.
his middle name is either Jorp or Justice.
Mm.
I'm thinking Justice. Harold
Jorpstus.
Justice Kirby.
Jorpstus.
Jorpstus Kirby. Yeah, the Howlers was his team. But I don't remember what the other team was, and I don't remember what the sport was called. Yeah, Kirby wasn't his first name. He was Officer Kirby. He was Officer Harold J. Kirby.
I hope he's okay. How about something about the noodle? So the noodle shop, if I remember, like that wasn't part of your plan from the beginning, right? Like we just kind of went to it once and then went back, and then like at what point did it turn into this like inter-ink thing?
Pretty early. So I had it written really early on as like a legitimate Blade Runner, just one of those open style noodle shops.
Mm-hmm.
And you can just sit down and talk to people that were around. And then it was going to be an opportunity for, if you needed to gather information about people in the town, you could sit down and start asking people about people in the town, and they would know stuff. So it was just an information gathering kind of resource. But then I don't remember, it was really early on. It was like the second or third time that you wanted to go there that I decided that this could be a powerful story point. And then I don't remember what my thought process was, but it was very early on that I decided what it was going to be, and it hasn't changed since then. But of course, since like there's still mystery around that I can't actually say, it's like, oh, then I thought, blah.
What are the noodle golems though? But what are they? You can just tell us. Tell us that would be good.
If Gold Buddy is made of gold ink, how does he interact with things in the other inks? So Gold Buddy, the idea, and I don't always like describe it perfectly. When ink is woven, it manifests as like a physical thing. So he can weave gold ink that turns into a physical thing in the current universe, kind of thing. So that's kind of how he does it. He pulls out either a strand of gold ink and kind of weaves with that, or there were a couple times where he was literally interacting with other colored inks. Like he had a big basket full of white ink eggs and threw those.
Why? What? Because Volos can also weave in all the inks.
Yep.
So when is it more dangerous to be weaving in the ink other than your own kind of thing?
The only
Does that
people,
make sense? Do you know what I'm asking?
The only people who can even do that are planar keys. You can weave in other inks, like
Wait.
Gold Buddy didn't weave the eggs.
He just interacted with them?
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, so weaving in multiple colors is only planar keys kind of thing.
Why would you want to weave in another color if you could just use your own ink to make a thing?
Yeah, so that was
this one I remember.
Exactly, because Jake asked this exact same thing. So if I have a big shield of red ink and you shoot a red ink spell at me, that ink, whether you weave it into a manifestation or leave it as ink, will crash against my red ink shield and do nothing.
Yeah.
Whereas if it's blue ink, as it's still unwoven, it will pass right through the shield, and then it can be woven on the other side into the physical thing and then crash into me.
Okay, thank you. Okay.
So it's mostly just a way to bypass anything else because it doesn't interact, and then weave it on the other end kind of thing.
I had forgotten about
finish
that.
the weave. Yeah, exactly. Yep.
Well, hold on. Since you just said finish the weave.
Yeah.
This is kind of a real fucking specific thing that doesn't matter probably at all.
Totally.
In sort of like the verbal component, somatic, whatever fucking part material of a spell.
Yeah.
At what point do you identify what ink it's made of? Are you sort of forming the pattern, then declaring the color, or do you need to pull the color to form the pattern?
Yeah, you pull the color to
first?
form the pattern. Yep. Yeah.
Okay.
So it's like all the components, including the motions themselves, are pulling, moving, and manipulating the ink into its final woven shape. And then like the final part of the spell is where the weave is kind of tied off and the spell manifests.
Okay. And this, again, is weird minutia bullshit.
Totally.
But assuming that you're using, multiple hands or multiple fingers,
yeah,
can you source multiple colors of ink into the same weave, or will they never interact and they can't like tie together?
Yeah, so that is absolutely true. They would never be able to interact or tie together. You could like create a fireball of all different colors, but it would basically just be 5 different fireballs layered on top of each other.
Got it. Okay.
Yeah. Did the slump monsters have a secret weakness like broccoli or something? Heat.
Man.
Heat was bad for them.
Right, meaning. That's true.
Which is why they like the cold. And cold was also kind of bad for them too. It made them strong, but it made them a little bit slower. Like they were calm in the cold. So I guess it depends on which way you look at it. Lou too was barely able to draw out the blue ink. Yeah, he had to use a prime weave for that. Prime ink for that.
How come? How are they still alive? They've been alive forever. Did they tell us that? Lou and Locke.
Yeah, just lots of big using their prime ink coins.
No,
To
they're
stay
bad
alive?
guys.
No.
You get to stay alive kind of thing. Yeah, like just insane. Like they used a prime ink coin that said, "And I live for 20,000 years," kind of thing.
Risky.
So, and like bullets can't kill me. And like so they just
Yeah, that's a good coin.
That's when they started. Yeah, he's got a lot of them. But that's when he started attracting the attention of other people, kind of thing.
Right.
That's when he had to stop just wantonly using them.
Are they bad guys? They're not, right?
That is a fair
They
question,
so fucking are.
and I will tell you. And this may be a big spoiler.
Oh.
I have not created a bad guy and good guy. There is no bad guy.
Man, all right. I like this a lot because I
No.
felt super keyed in
Yeah.
to the Volos thing. I don't want to show my hand yet either, I guess.
Yeah, but yeah, and so I just
What
want you
does
guys to know
that
that
mean?
like it's legitimately like fucking Anakin and Obi-Wan both feeling like they're the good guys.
Okay,
And
but
if
I mean,
you
one
let-
definitely
So
turned
where's
out.
Qui-Gon?
One was
Where's Qui-Gon?
one was the bad guy, right? But that was only because you had those people arguing or whatever, because the way the direction of the movies and all that stuff. Mine is much more like you have your set of principles, you have your sets of morals and ethics and your own beliefs, and there are going to be different people that align with different sets of your morals and beliefs, and it's going to come down to a choice of what you believe is the best course of action, kind of thing. So I do not have a guy who's fucking sitting there being like, "Ooh, I can't wait to be super evil and do all my bad, nasty things that everybody hates." So I have not created a bad guy. There's an argument to be made for every single person why they are the hero and why they are the villain.
Oh my goodness. Uh-oh. Have
So,
we
yeah.
learned about what Volos's goal is? We
He's been
haven't,
very
right?
cryptic. I guess it's kind of spoilery, but I guess I can. He's told
we
you
had a-
explicitly.
We had a deal, right? That he wanted. Well, go ahead and. I may have misremembered or don't.
Yeah. So basically, what he said was he wants to keep everything the exact same. And if you wanted, he could make you very powerful and give you a high position, but he wants to keep everything the same. No apocalypse, no destruction.
Interesting.
No reset button on the universe. He hasn't gone into great detail about everything. But yeah, that was his thing. Was that he wanted to not change anything.
Because he did it in the first place. He split it up in the first place. That's what I think. I think he was the guy at the stones. Yeah, that's right. Because he was like, "What are you doing at my stones?" To Jake.
Yeah, and they predate all the things for the green ink. That makes a lot of sense.
So he's the
So
universe
the question
splitter.
is, how old is Volos?
Yeah. He's exactly universe old.
He's exactly as old as the universe.
In that narrative camera where we saw the guy at the stones, or the being at the stones being scary, were there other life forms around? I don't remember.
I just names that the party found in the not Northrend bunker. One was Angelish. Were angels involved with the slump plot? No, those were actually code names. They were all code names of super high level criminals. So they used angelic code names. And your question, Kaylee, was something about other living beings or something.
Oh yeah, did we see any other living beings in that narrative camera where there was a being at the stones?
Yeah.
Being scary?
Yeah.
Were they all dead?
Mountains of bodies.
Yeah. Yeah, to make a super duper crown weave.
Yeah, that seemed to be the thing. Like it was either a super duper crown weave or looking for the right person, because this person was like because it started with a person sacrificing another person there, and then something happened. So whether that was person number 9,460,324, which is the exact number required, or it was finally the right person.
Oh yeah.
That was kind of the kind of ambiguity of that camera. Was it the right person or was it the right number?
Was the person distinguishable? Like, did they have any, like a tattoo? You know what I mean? Like, would we recognize? And look them up later?
I don't think anything in the camera alluded to.
Yeah.
We'll find out when we find fucking Zoltan's body or whatever his name is.
Oh shoot! Oh my God! You're right.
Yeah.
How's his name?
Zelenar.
Zelleran. I know Zelenar is what I know.
It was one of the others.
I fucking said it forever. Just think Neralex backwards.
No.
That doesn't help me.
It ends with an N. Does each ink work better for certain spell types, i.e. red ink better for destruction, blue is better for healing, stuff like that? From what the party has learned, no, they're all the same. Yeah.
Magic the Gathering rules apply.
Rules of magic apply, like Magic the Gathering?
Well, yeah, Fireball and Lightning Bolt are red sorceries.
Yeah.
I'm just being a fucking idiot.
So Cowhearth. Wait, where's Doctor? Dr. Ick is with Locke and Lou. So he's okay.
Yeah.
Now, here's another question, and this is something that's kind of my bad. I think. The question is, why were slumps immune to divine damage? Is divine magic weaving? Now, this stems from way early on when Galdrick tried to slap a slump and put a little bit of like a divine smite into it. And I said that the divine smite just dissipated on him. And I'm going to say that I've done a very good job of this, because I can't think of any examples where I've fucked it up. But can anybody think of a time that magic has hurt slump?
Oh.
Psychic magic is the only thing that comes to mind. Psychic
a lot of the
with
monsters.
the black hole thing.
Okay, yeah, there was psychic magic of the nightmare. That's my bad.
Really?
That shouldn't have done any damage to it. Wait,
But it's post, yeah.
It's post, yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry, no. So that's okay. I'm good there. Yeah.
Nice. Safe.
Yeah,
It's
I
just
don't
that
think
I
any
forgot
of the
it, yeah.
monsters
Right.
in
Exactly.
the White Ark, they were all sort of like, by D&D rules, it's sort of like the if you're made of magic, are your fists magic, like monk
Yeah.
thing.
Oh.
But I can't recall anyone aside from like, did Demersal hurt Slump along with everyone else when we went in?
Yes.
Or was that
Yes, he did, and that's hilarious because I think that was the same fucking episode. Because Demersal literally fucking that was physical lightning. He had literally
there you go.
generators creating the generator. So the way his room worked was there was a giant series of electrical coils on his ceiling, and then he used his umbrella to channel lightning from the ceiling, or he would weave lightning himself and use it as a conduit. So the one that hit Slump was the physical lightning from his ceiling, so it wasn't actually magic.
What about the shadow fingers? Does that count as magic?
Yeah, that's my bad. That one's my
Okay.
bad. Yeah, the shadow fingers in Far
that
Water.
was definitely like a set piece though.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
It
I know
had to
that's just it,
happen.
right? It was such a narrative moment that I
Yeah.
fucking forgot about the rule. So that one technically should not have worked on him. But yeah, in general, magic should not have hurt Slump.
But now it can because he's got a body.
Now it can because he's got a body and because the spice that was in him was detonated. Like when fucking I gave him a name, but everyone called him Blarthus. So now I can't fucking think of any name other than Blarthus, the Slump King. When he pressed the button on the back of his hand and initiated the burn protocol for the spice, that burned the spice out of Slump's system. So
Right.
since that point, he has not had that spice ability anymore. What a blunder. I hope someone got fired for that one. I'm sorry. I'm just trying to keep track of 500 billion fucking mechanics that I invented. Slump is so stupid. He could have just been pretending to be hurt by the magic fingers. Yeah. You know what? I'm going to retcon. He lost all that health because it was like one of those psychosomatic things. He saw everybody else getting hurt, and he was so dumb that he also thought he was getting hurt so badly that he did get hurt. I'm going to say that. Yeah, that's what it was.
Do angels ever work together?
Yeah, Betty and Galdrick work together all the time.
Where the fuck is Betty now?
Yeah, I know, right? This isn't that the fucking question?
Not in this universe, like in the White Ink, right?
Well, they just gave her a body, right?
Yeah, she's been deployed to the Green Ink for the
I
express.
honestly thought that Caitlyn. Wait, was it Lady Caitlyn?
Oh, Lady Caitlyn.
I definitely thought that was going to be better.
Totally.
Can I pull back the curtain a little bit
Oh my gosh.
and admit that I fucking missed 2 intros for Betty that I had written into the fucking notes? But I got so into the session that we were doing, I fucking forgot to say them. So she's definitely supposed to have showed up twice by now.
She was there, but we just didn't interact with her, so it didn't come up. That's what happened.
Yeah, no, there was things, and we're going through the notes so fucking fast and everything that I literally fucking skipped over the part where she jumps in twice.
Oh no. That's awesome.
And there was a moment, because I think Jake even suggested it, was like, oh, I wonder if Lady Caitlyn Firehawk is Betty. I was like, you know what? Fuck it. Maybe I should just fucking change it and make her that. Because I've fucked it up and missed her so many damn times now. Maybe I should just do that. I was like, no. First of all, there was a narrative intro of her very much not being Lady.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah. Lady Caitlyn. And I've got a fucking idea. Okay. I just need to fucking remember it and do it one time. Damn it.
But my original question was because Galdrick and Betty right now at the beginning had kind of opposing, but are they ever deployed like 2 at a time?
Oh, did they have opposing?
Well, they thought they did.
Yeah.
at the
Oh, yeah.
beginning.
No, angels are mistake. If the question is, do angels make mistakes? Oh, yeah, they definitely do.
Never.
I mean,
How
call
dare
me
you.
psychic.
You saw
Okay.
the movie. You saw the movie they have to watch.
I mean,
Yeah, exactly. Right.
cryptic.
So then, are they always deployed in twos?
I guess Galdrick would know that, and he would know, no, that's not the case.
Oh.
Sometimes it's one, sometimes it's fucking 100. You know, it kind of varies mission by mission.
100.
Yeah. You know, I don't know.
Yeah, go on.
I know. I realized I was about to say some stuff that maybe I shouldn't say.
Shouldn't have told you that.
Shouldn't have said that. So is Galdrick's penis in Arc 1 officially retconned out? I don't know what you're talking about.
He had a penis in Arc 1?
What?
Nope.
I don't know what you're talking about.
I don't know what you're talking about. Fucking love the Betty music. I love that. That's 624 by Danger off the Fury album, which we do have the rights to play. I contacted them and they very kindly gave me permission to play that. So I use it whenever we need a real badass to show up and save the day.
Okay.
One of these days, Galdrick, I'm going to find you your own theme song for when you do something awesome. Don't worry, it'll happen.
You got time.
You got
Oh, that's mean. That was really mean.
I'm going to bed. I'll catch you guys later.
Oh, come on now.
You've done dope shit. You know I'm just fucking with you.
Who's the one with a show? Huh? Who's the one with a show? What's Betty the star of?
Ooh.
No, never mind.
Close.
You like jumped into a black hole and grew angel wings. I just got sad and forgot somebody. Like that's my
What's your biggest regret about the whole campaign? I would like everybody to answer this. I'll start. Biggest regret about the whole campaign. Let's see. That's a tough question. Biggest regret. I don't think anything with the story. I really, really love the story. Maybe as soon as I thought of it, I lost it. Biggest regret. I guess rule sets that work more perfectly. Like we've kind of brute forced our way through the rules to make them work for us by just kind of slushing them around as they fit narratively, and I think that works for us. The monster of the week was super cool, but didn't work for the long term that it went. The 5e rule set is really cool, but I think in order to make the actual game mechanics more engaging in a session to session basis, I wish I had more time to polish the rules better. So I guess my only regret would be finding a perfect rule system. And I think what we're going to be doing is probably sticking with 5e, and I will just continue to refine the rules so that they work naturally and easily for us, because I don't want them to be ignored, because it's a game and I want us to play it, but I don't want them to bog us down and drag everything to a crawl. So I'm still trying to find that balance. So I think my biggest regret would be rule system.
I guess I have like a question suggestion to piggyback off that.
Yeah.
Because we changed the rule set from Monster of the Week to 5e, going from white to green. Are you going to like coincide rule changes as we ink jump so that the set, like the rule set, makes the most sense for the setting, or do you just try to like polish it, period?
I was thinking originally I wanted to change it with every ink jump, And we might still do that. But to be fair, I only really knew Monster of the Week and 5e, so I would need to learn a whole new system to use it for another ink jump. So it's not out of the question, but I think 5e works better than Monster of the Week. And 5e, if I keep tweaking it and keep massaging it, I think we can get it to be a great system. And I'll find another way to flavor up the rules for each ink jump, because I do want that to feel mechanically different. I want it to feel like a different universe when you ink jump. And if it's not turning the rules on its head, I want to find another way to do it. And I will. It just might not be a total new rule set. Galdrick, what was your biggest regret?
What, pass?
I know it's kind of, I mean, if you can't think of anything, that's totally fine.
I don't really have any regrets with the campaign. I've had a lot of fun with it. Trying to think like character decisions.
Yeah, that's kind of where I think something would
like,
lie, right? Like, was there any character decision that you made that you're like, ah, fuck, I wish I hadn't done that, or?
If you need a sec, I have one.
Okay, yeah, Jake,
yeah,
Jake,
no, you go ahead. I don't really have any. I
Fucking Orinda.
Oh no! Just all together.
How
No,
so?
it was-
Yeah.
So essentially, what had happened is, like your thing with Betty, you have all this shit planned,
Yeah.
and then you're in the session, and you're so wrapped up in it, you just fucking forget.
Yeah.
Like, I know you were busting my balls
Yeah.
about it, but I legitimately forgot that she was with us on multiple occasions.
Yeah.
And that is a regret of, like, that's a personal failing.
Oh no!
You know what? No, you know what? I so totally get that, because like Mason being with you guys, like that one was on me. Like I kind of put him in the party for you guys, and I had plans for him to do shit and be a chosen and stuff like that, and I fucking forgot. I got so wrapped up in the sessions, I forgot to have him do his stuff. So like I feel that, and that's actually another regret of mine, I would say, is like these additional characters that stand to do so much to supplement, and we get so wrapped up that we forget about them.
Mm.
Yeah, I think once I unfucked myself and I was like, okay, note to self, she's literally right beside me, and we sort of built that mechanic where like she was a woven like minion, and we could like sort of toggle power on and off.
Yeah.
It made it more like a part of the same character, and I remembered to leverage her often.
Yes.
But when she was just her, and we
Yep.
went through the whole like phase of like setting her free,
Yeah.
like that should have been a much bigger deal. And like in ways it worked because like she was no longer literally connected to me, so like I forgot she was there.
Yeah.
And I like the way everything ended, but
Yes.
there were several times that Galdrick and Slump made painfully obvious where I just forgot she was there.
Yeah, that's fair. Lou, any regrets?
I don't know. I mean, absolutely yes, but I don't know what they are. You know what I mean? Usually in the moment where I feel overwhelmed by awkwardness and want to curl up into a ball and roll off into the wind.
Yep, that's fair.
But,
So on brand for Lou, though.
but I mean, hey, baby, it's just
Yeah.
I'm just super in character.
The gold buddy dying.
That sucked really badly, though. Yeah, that was a rough one. That was me just straight up not understanding, like, what I was doing and the danger I was putting, which is so, I feel like I think that is an in-character regret for Lou.
Yeah.
Kind of thing. I'm glad she made that decision and had it go terribly wrong.
Yep.
Yeah. I wonder sometimes about the god choice in the green ink of Ogma. Because definitely that was primarily based on it sounding like Ozma and me getting into a Wizard of Oz spiral.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, because there's like mechanics associated with being a cleric of Ogma, where you kind of, if anyone asks for information, you absolutely have to tell them, kind of thing. And I'm not doing that.
Oh yeah.
So I don't know that I'm really being true to the cleric idea. But
I definitely think Ogma was a super good choice for Lou, though.
okay, rad.
Just sort of like
Yeah.
having
the knowledge.
the knowledge of all the other deities possible, or whatever the fuck.
She'd
the
want to
word
know.
that clerics are for. It's not oath. You know what I mean?
I don't even
Domain.
know. Oh,
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah. No,
there we go.
that's fair.
There
That's
we go.
fair. Flip side, do you have a favorite moment? Like a holy shit, this is happening kind of thing. I think
fun.
man, I've got so many favorite moments. Man. Trying to pick just one as like my favorite moment. Oh man.
Just a good thing.
A good thing. I think. Okay. I think what I really liked was fucking Galdrick turning the tack against the slumps.
You talked about that for days. You were so happy.
That one was every gif of a mind blowing up ever, all at once. That one, I literally fucking could not. My brain was incapable of handling the ramifications of this universe that I had created and these people living in this universe and causing, like actually fucking causing and having effects occur in this universe that were like, it felt like it was out of my hands. Like, this is happening. Like, this is cause and effect. This is a universe fucking playing itself at this point. And it was like this fucking unbelievable fucking tesseract fucking moment of all my realities folding in on themselves in my fucking brain.
That's awesome.
That one fucking blew me away. That one was so fucking like, yeah, that one was definitely one of my favorite moments
Nice.
because it was just such a fulfillment of the reality of this universe that had been created.
Good
Feels
job,
good, man.
Godric.
Yeah,
That's good, man.
that was, oh fuck, that was so cool.
I liked that we wound up on kind of wrapping up the white ink on Great Day and having that really sweet moment with Kirby looking over the festivities and stuff. It was such a great bookend that what seemed almost accidental in timing.
Yeah,
That we were on Great Day. It was
Yeah.
great.
that's such a good point.
I mean, could it have? Was that on purpose?
No, there
How
was
could
no
it
way.
be, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
there's no way I could have done that. That's
awesome.
a good point though. I really did like kind of, because Great Day popped up really early when we started.
Yeah.
And Great Day kind of finished it up. And I totally agree. That was such a wonderful kind of bookend. That was a really, really, really magical moment.
I love that.
Yeah, I really like that. I really like that.
Is there a Great Day in the Green Ink?
Gonna have to see, aren't you?
Oh, jeez.
Resko's gonna start it.
My favorite moment so far, Zappy Banana Dog.
Right away at the beginning.
Like episode 3.
I kind of have, I guess I have two, and I feel like they weren't really in tone. Like, I think early on, I had a difficult time because we didn't really play together very much, so I didn't know how everyone else was gonna, like, how the characters were written. I wasn't sure how dick and fart joke deep we were gonna be. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I came out with this fucking, like, manic, depressive hermit who lives under a garage, and and then I come in with the rest of the group, and they're not, that dark.
Yeah.
So I think that I've sort of picked it up better, but there were two things that I think were super formative for Jake early on that I can't forget. And one was when everybody died, and I just took Goldrick's eye anyway.
Yeah.
You son of a bitch.
Yeah. Shit, I forgot about that.
Say more things about that. I don't remember the context.
I think it was par for the course for us. Goldrick and Slump picked a fight with someone they should not have picked a fight with.
Yep.
And it was Yo-Yo Boys, right? Like super high end. It was Ma.
Oh.
Yeah. Yeah, it was fucking
In the kitchen.
yeah, there was
Correct.
one guy. I was Ma and some Avril Lavigne looking girl.
Yeah.
I remember what her name was.
Yeah.
And yeah, you guys got a little spicy with them. And I remember I warned you guys. I was like, this is super bad. This is like end game raid boss. You guys aren't ready kind of thing. And eventually it just kind of popped off and Ma just killed everybody.
Right.
And
then Jake, you took an eye for Volos?
So
Volos.
yeah, he had previously asked for. I think at this point I already had the shopping list, the pound of flesh and the eyeball, and then it was something from Lou, but I don't remember. But yeah, I think I had begun collecting meat in my bag, or maybe that was later. But I just remembered it in the moment, and I was like, well, he's dead. He's not going to need these, and they come out easily pop.
Yeah.
And I think that just sort of the pragmatism of just well, this is not a good choice, but it's going to fix it right now, is something that I did just on instinct, because what the fuck else was I going to do? But
Yeah.
I think that air of what the fuck else am I going to do is I've tried to keep as a core tenant of Jake. So it might not be the best decision, but boy howdy, I'm gonna fucking do it right now. I straight up
Nice.
almost killed the samurai guy, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
So
yeah.
if I try my best to kind of keep that stuff consistent, and if there was no other way out, he'd have been dead.
Nice.
Exactly.
I get that.
Yeah. Boy, that would have been a twist and a half. I don't know how I would have dealt with that shit. On that note, I actually want to say, if anyone has got some of the names that I've used in Arc 2 so far, and why I might have used them.
Oh.
I doubt. So there's one giveaway name, but you got to know some deep lore about the shit to get the name.
The Gnarlex thing, right?
Narlex that's kind of second level. That's the next level deeper, but the surface level was actually
Is the Mist the Emerald Nightmare?
so now you're really unraveling level 2 pretty good.
Oops, sorry. I'm just rolling. I'm just not talking right now.
No, that's good. That's good. But yeah, that's the kind of tie-in that I have, right? It's Zelran is the reverse of Narlex, which was the dreamer whose dreams manifested, right? So that's kind of where this tie-in kind of comes in of manifesting.
Okay.
And so the emerald, you're kind of dancing around the kind of area that you guys don't have enough information to put it together. Don't worry.
Well, I'm
Yeah.
trying.
Don't worry. That's exactly how that kind of naming structure kind of works. But yeah, you don't have all the pieces yet. The other one that you could have got possibly, I don't know. I make this shit up, so who knows, is the knowing that the leaders were the fragments, which was the leaders' names were Jared Kane, which is Jared Kane from Diablo, Ula Kotlins, which is Zoltan Kuhl from Diablo,
You fuck.
and Ramadant, who's Radamant from Diablo. Those are all three names of Haradrim. And it was the Herodrum that took
Herodric cube?
Yeah,
Are you
yeah.
fucking kidding me?
No,
He's
no,
holding the cube?
the cube is something different. Don't worry, that's not the thing.
Oh,
Mostly
okay.
it's that Talrasha was the Herodrum that chose to have Mephisto's soul imprisoned within him. And so he kind of took the fragment of Mephisto into himself. So they were all Herodrum. And Azar, his last name is Lat. It's literally Talrasha backwards.
Oh.
So
So
that was
I guess I gotta-
that was the names. So all the people who had the fragments inside of them were named after Herodrum for having the fragments inside them. So that was where those names came from.
Okay.
And Izo is definitely Ozai from the Fire Nation in Avatar.
Oh, nice.
Yup.
Yep. So that's
Nice.
that's that's how I did the naming structure. So that's kind of how you've been. And so yeah, the Naralex Emerald Dream kind of thing is definitely starting to pull apart the next level of mystery for this campaign. That's how these kind of naming structures are done, kind of
Yeah,
thing.
so if the mist has settled down, what's that about? Right? What's that about though? Is it because has it though? When you think about it. Okay, I don't know.
So now I'm just trying to reach ahead. So
Yeah.
I imagine that the red ink is going to be Hellgate London naming convention, since we've already used
There we
Diablo.
go.
The blue ink. What blue? What? Because we
Something
know that one's sort of
piratey.
like piratey shit. Yeah. Are you gonna pull like a fucking Hook or Pirates of
was just
Darkwater
gonna
on us?
say
Like,
Oh man, yeah. So it's tough, right? Because sometimes I just turn the name around backwards. Sometimes I just pick an obscure name that you got to know the fucking lore to know it. And sometimes I just scramble the letters a little bit. So it's hard. It's hard. It's not like I have a specific convention. But yeah, the names will help you figure shit out. Like Kerr and the Erish Kagal
Oh.
and all that. Those were ancient Sumerian mythology names. And
So yeah, go ahead.
yeah, the story of the first Weaver was an ancient Sumerian.
That's what I wanted
the
to.
first writing. God, that's smart.
Yeah.
There
So
we
that's
go.
why Kerr and Erish Kagal and some other names were all from ancient Sumeria, is because she was kind of the first god. She was first like written down god was from ancient Sumeria.
So that was Kerr was the first weaver in the.
Yeah, I think that's pretty safe to say now. I think there's enough wrapped up in Arc 1 that yeah, Kerr was the first kind of documented weaver existing in written history kind of thing.
Can we say that that's the way it is? I guess we can't because it's one instance. I'm wondering if we can say that for all the keys.
Oh.
But how could weaving exist without one person being the best at it? Is that a thing? And that the person would be the key?
How can weaving exist without one person being the best at it?
Yeah.
Well, I know it can
like-
definitely exist. Yeah, you don't need a key for other people to weave.
Okay.
Yeah, weave is just some people are born being able to touch it, some people are born being able to see it.
And the only thing that makes somebody a key is that they're just so much more powerful.
Yeah, it's that they have
can
the
do
key,
more
it's that
with
they have
it.
that essence.
Is there more to that we just don't know yet?
Yeah.
Like,
Or is it literally just like, oh, there's microscopic life forms in your blood that you know, are you just born dope as shit and what's up now you're the planar key once you figure it out? Or
I
is
see.
there
You guys
more?
don't know enough. Yeah, you guys don't know enough about that yet.
Hmm.
Yeah. Had to be careful with that. I can't answer anything.
Hmm.
I'm trying to think also of just like current theories.
I
I just have
know.
a goddamn grievance to air.
Oh, do it.
Oh yeah.
Spider Lady.
Oh.
Every time. So
Yeah.
like you kept throwing people who I think Jake would just like to be friends with,
Yeah.
and then fucking pulling the rug out
Yes.
under
So
me over and
mean.
over and over.
Yeah. No, I
I
actually.
just wanted a
Yeah,
friend.
I felt legitimately bad after the second. Like the first one, I felt was such a good like. Oh yeah,
What
this is an authority. This is a cool nerd just like me. And it's like, oh fuck, they're the bad guy. And that one felt good. Like, oh shit, we gotta be careful. And when the second one happened, I was like, am I an asshole?
I think I'm just oblivious. Like I either me as a player did not pick up on the pattern, or I was just enough into Jake that I didn't want to like player knowledge it and be like, well, this is obviously, every week there's a monster. Da, da, da,
Yeah.
I don't know which it was, but either way, I was either intentionally dumb or actually dumb.
Yeah, no, I'm not gonna lie. I felt bad because you guys really trusted her. And then when you were in the ship,
So did everyone else? All right, Lou and Goldrake, did you guys know? And you were just like, whatever, he's a dumbass. Just let him play with the bad guy lady. Like what?
Wait, the spider lady in Farwater, in the guy's house, Garvin's house. Thank you.
wow.
We knew that. I knew that was bad, but I didn't know the professor lady.
Are you
was
wowing
bad.
because I actually remembered a name?
Yeah, man. That's an old fucking name.
He was one of my favorite characters. I loved his voice.
Right? He was
He was
fucking
very
great.
good.
I loved Garvin.
No, I didn't know she was a bad lady, but she seemed bad lady. Have you ever met a good spider lady?
It's just scientist.
Have you ever met a good spider lady?
Well,
Good scientist, bad scientist, it doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. Let's put it this way: if Milton studied spiders instead of turtles, he would be evil.
That's just also
want-
science.
I just wanted a science friend.
I mean, here's this is the thing though. It's like
Caterpillars, monkeys, turtles, mice. Okay, spiders? Nah, something's fucked up there.
here's the thing.
Is that why it's the rat lady? Rat scientist was also bad. That's the idea.
God damn it.
Yeah.
Man,
Maybe Jake just has a thing for intelligent ladies who like animals.
yeah.
I don't know.
Spiders are not animals; they are horrific creatures of death. Okay.
Don't squish your spiders. Leave them in your house. They eat other bugs.
I always leave my spiders. I'll usually transport them outside unless they are a poisonous one.
I mean,
Oh God, real talk. Holy shit. Did I tell? I used to live in a scary desert and we had giant black widow spiders. That was not cool.
fucking no, thank you, man. I
That's-
would not be able to handle that.
no, no, genuinely.
Yeah, that's right. You're in SoCal, right? Yeah, I grew up in SoCal.
Yeah, I used to live on the
Fatty
salt
ass black
flats.
widows and big
Whew.
fat wolf spiders.
Yeah.
Wolf spiders
What?
didn't bother me all
You
that
know,
much. They were
we
just
got wolf
furry.
spiders up here. They're not a big deal. I mean, they're
No.
creepy, but yeah, they're not a big deal.
They're poisonous.
Yeah,
They're
but
not
not that
like-
kind
they're
of
not crazy.
Yeah, exactly. They bite you, it hurts. It gets red.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, no, they bite you, it hurts. It gets red, feels sore, but like a wolf spider can't fucking kill you.
God, even talking about it. How can you tell it's a wolf spider? Does it have like white?
They're
It's like
furry.
brown. Oh,
They're furry. The wolf spiders legit have like fur on their legs.
Yeah,
well,
it's
that's
not wolf
terrible.
fur, but they're hairy. Think of like a tarantula. You think of like the furry backside of a tarantula. They have like that fur. They
Yeah.
have that, but like on their legs.
Basically, all the spiders we've had here are all wolf spiders.
And they're
well,
pretty
now
big,
my
too.
feet are very nervous.
Yeah,
so
that's
thank
fair.
you.
I'm sorry. Yeah. Well, here, so when we were out on the salt flats, we would essentially just have to throw our arms into machinery where we couldn't see because there are pins in little places. But they were often left out on the salt flats all night. So every morning you just strap on a glove and make sure your sleeve was tight and just dive on in there and hope you're good.
Dang.
No thanks. No
That's
thanks.
tough.
No, I hate that. I hate that shit. Yuck. But yeah, no. The concept was that the Erish Kagol would install people in places of authority or education to kind of control
Dark.
Yeah, to kind of control the population and control the progress of the Erish
And
Kigal's
the
plans.
information. Yeah,
Exactly,
totally.
and the information kind of thing in a way such that they would kind of be above suspicion in as much as they could. Yeah.
Bad guys.
Yeah. Yeah, you know what? You know how I said like everybody's kind of...
One bad guy.
Yeah, okay. So I did write some bad guys in there. I wrote a couple bad guys in there.
Jared is also a bad guy.
I know. It's like I don't think Jared is a bad guy necessarily, right? He's got a certain
set of values.
He's got a certain set of values, and people can leave the country. He doesn't hold anybody there, and the other countries would be happy to have other people, right? It's like the people who live there.
Hold on.
No,
Let's
fuck
theoretically
no.
remove the
Jared-
other two powers that keep him in check. He would have would have pulled a Mongolia and
Okay,
just
that's
taken
fair.
the entire
Okay,
thing.
no, you know what? You know what? That's
No,
fair.
no.
That's
Under
fair.
no circumstance was Jared a decent guy with principles. He was all about he drove me nuts because he was honorable combat, but also I'm going to kill all the innocent women and children. Like, I'm sorry, what?
The old people, and yeah.
Yeah.
That drove me nuts. I was like, you're going to die. I'm going to kill you.
Yeah.
You're dead.
No, he had his own code, and I will agree that if the other powers weren't kind of keeping him in check, I mean, he kind of played that card
Welcome
right at
to
the
Jared
end, right?
Land.
Yeah. He's like, oh, hey, I'm here. Ula's here. I guess you're fucking dead, aren't you? So yeah, no, I guess maybe. Yeah. That's pretty
And I mean-
that's pretty evilly. I don't know. I
Were
still
we
think there's
on point? Sorry, were we on target with Ula too? Like, I don't know if she's powerless. I don't know if this is going to be letting us know too much, but she was just straight up letting people live or die on her, like, at her will, right?
Yeah, I mean, again, I saw that as a little bit more of like she thought she was doing good. She thought that she was a great judge of character for the kind of mortally ill. And she believed that she had her God's utmost trust. Like, if God came to you and said, you know what? You have such a great judge of character, you get to decide. You would be instilled with the belief that you do have that. It's like, oh, you know what? I'll trust my gut. You know, I'll talk to people, and the people who I think are good, I'll let them live, and the people who I think are bad, I'll let them die. As she believed that she was doing the will of her God, who she believed was right. She believed she was, you know, and in the grand scheme of things, it was a smallish number of people relative to the grand population. I thought there was enough argument for it not to be so bad, but people jumped on the, wow, she's a fucking psycho pretty early. Ula was all kind of not all that great. Yeah. And I did want that to kind of play in there, like a little bit of that absolute power corrupts absolutely kind of thing. A little bit of that, like, when you're surrounded by yes men and some of the yes men are gods, you become deluded, right? And it doesn't mean that you're a bad person at the core of you. It just means you've become deluded because you're responding to the information in the universe that's you know, that's how most people form their opinions.
I see what you're saying.
I thought I had made it interesting enough, right? And the same with Jared, like, loves combat, loves conquest, and over time, you know.
Oh yeah, I'm not trying to like knock your characters.
No,
I'm just-
totally. And if there's a flaw, like, I'm allowed to make bad characters. I'm allowed to fuck up and make someone bad. But this was the idea behind these characters, kind of thing.
I think the biggest mistake you've ever made was Ula's voice, because that shit randomly just pops into my head when I'm just like cooking.
Dude, the number of people who I've heard like say that they now randomly, like, they text in Ula's voice. Or they'll just fucking talk to each other in their house in Ula's voice. That was a fucking mistake, man.
How do you even write that out? That's impressive. Just a lot of O's.
A lot of people use use.
Use that. You know what?
Yeah.
I apologize. It's definitely you.
Woo.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly, yeah. What's your favorite voice to do? That's a tough one. I love Ula's voice. I love Dr. Ick's voice.
Yeah.
I like doing like the Scottish voices because they are the easiest for me to do at a mediocre level. And let me have mediocre, okay? Just let me have that. On the dirt coin, oh my god, the Russian that I made. Boy, that was not even fucking close to Russian. The coin collector with the dirt coin, the coin of the people.
I like when you do Rice-Go because it shows me how far I've strayed.
Oh, yeah, sure. Yeah.
That's my favorite one.
I've got a pretty good handle on Rice-Go, yeah.
Every time you do it, I think I feel myself pull back a little bit closer to the count and a little bit less from wherever it was.
Yeah.
I think I speak pretty quickly normally, and Jake speaks quickly, like when I don't know. He just sort of is like a rapid fire kind of thing. And then when I did this stupid fucking voice and I had to slow everything down, every week I was constantly just a little faster, a little faster, a little faster.
That's a good point. I actually do really like Rice-Go's voice too. I like that big hammy fucking Count Dracula voice.
I like that idea that just having that kind of magic gives you that accent.
Yeah, so the idea was that like literally as the arcane weaves flow through your body, they have a physical effect on your vocal cord. So you could tell people who were arcane magic users just by their voice. I thought that was a really fun thing when I heard Jake's voice and there was kind of no real reason for the like whole accent change. I fucking loved it. I loved coming up with a reason for like, oh wait, how about it's the arcane magic? No one else uses arcane magic. What if it actually changes your voice? So I like that, turning that into a little bit of a story thing. This is a good question. How did you initially react to Horse Bus? What decisions did you make to help go with the flow as Jake developed him?
I want to know this too, because we did not communicate this at all.
Not at all, man.
We just riffed off each other every time. There was no like secret collusion in Discord or anything. Like,
I think honestly for me, it started right away. The very first time that you tried to summon a horse, but had never seen a horse. And so you summoned this weird fucking noodly legged monstrosity. And
hover bike.
Yeah. And everyone's reaction to this upsetting noodly legged fucking horse running around town and how horrified everyone was. I don't know, I kind of liked that. I kind of liked how it was like, it's kind of like a really, really masterful magic user using powerful magic in a controlled but uncontrolled way. And then from there, I think, I don't know. It just seemed to kind of build at like we worked with each other just kind of naturally through the game, and it just kind of became, as much as Horse Bus kind of became its own thing, it fucking became its own thing, man.
It was super organic, just on a whim. For me, it's like the comedy thing. Like when you get a joke to a point where everyone's laughing, you keep it there.
Exactly,
So everyone had such just a guttural reaction to the monstrosity that we created. I was like, well, fuck, let's just keep it rolling. Let's see what we can do.
Exactly, yeah. And then it was when you guys started investigating the interaction of the gods with everything and realizing the power of faith. That's when I realized that the visceral fear that some of the party members had, combined with some of the deliberately use of scaring people with Horse Bus.
What?
Like, I think it was like when you went to the orphanage and like deliberately wanted to like fucking have Horse Bus outside the orphanage and drop him off and then like fucking scare all the kids in the orphanage and then have the Horse Bus
headlight eyes.
Yes, exactly. I think that's when I realized that like a lot of people had been scared, and that like the fear of God is often faith in God. I was like, holy shit, like this fear is like faith. It is like they would do whatever it took to avoid the wrath of this monster.
Yeah.
And so that's when I started to develop this kind of faith of fear for Horsebus to have it start to building the story that it is now, kind of thing.
It's such a silly name for such a scary thing.
Yeah. Yeah.
We just accidentally did a lot of shit right.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. What do you think is the most disturbing thing you've created in this campaign? I mean, Horsebus has got to be up there, right?
It's
That's
up there.
got to be one of the most disturbing
Fucking
things.
Horsebus so
Yeah.
fucking-
See, we did it right.
I know, like,
I fucking hate you and fucking Horsebus so much. At first I was like, okay, no, this is pretty neat. Hey there, little buddy. I'm like, all right, no, this is okay. It's starting to get a little fucking weird.
oh
But
man,
you know what? It got there. It got
yeah.
there.
I think having so much fun with just the upsetting descriptions of how he like takes people in and spits people out and what it's like when you're in there just is so upsetting. It feels so good. So I really, really liked Horsebus. I think because it was also, I think it's one of the most organic creations in the campaign too. Like there was zero fucking pre-planning of that.
Yeah, it's not even a high level spell. We just
Yeah,
needed to get somewhere.
yeah, exactly.
I was like, all right, can I just make a horse?
yeah,
Like, it's-
exactly. Yeah, no, it was perfect. I can't think of what are some other upsetting things. I mean, like the slumps were pretty upsetting, like how they got more and more kind of shards of bone sticking out of their knuckles. Those are pretty gross.
For me, genuinely, like it's obvious, but really Volos is
Oh,
so distressing
yeah.
for me. Like that's a genuinely like when the music comes on and
Yeah.
yeah, it genuinely is very.
Why do I
yeah.
have such a weird relationship with Vol?
I think that's interesting because like
Maybe you just see past the bluster.
that's
to,
exactly
like,
yeah, that's exactly it, right? Like he's designed to look like a bad guy.
Yeah.
Right? He's designed to look and sound like a spooky, bad, nasty guy that you don't want to interact with. And so to get past that, I think is the interesting aspect.
There you go.
But he shared, like, I didn't have any additional information that the rest of the party didn't, I don't think. Like when he sort of said, like you mentioned earlier, that he wants to just keep it the same.
Yeah.
Did everyone know that, or was that just a conversation that I had with him?
Oh my God, it's been so long.
Yeah, I don't remember.
I don't remember. I thought he said it to everyone. He might have, yeah, he might have even said it only to Lou. I don't remember.
But why is he? And I think Bacon asked this earlier, because then why is Bacon don't know? But why is he asking for these yucky things such as eyes and like steaks out of a party member?
I know. I don't think I can answer that yet.
Totally,
I
but
don't
that
think-
is a
yeah.
reason why
I
it
totally
would
get that. Yeah.
tip to the definitely bad guy.
Yeah, like when he
area.
goes to
I
one
have
person.
theories about it, though.
You have theories?
You have theories?
So, yeah, but so he's asking for an eyeball, but he's specifically asking for an eyeball from Goldrick,
Yeah.
whose class has sort of that facet where their eyes are a particular thing from the Monsters of the Week rule set.
Yep.
And Slump, his sort of power is in his meat. He's the thing that eats the spices in him. Like I don't know if it's his blood, I don't know if it's in his like muscle fucking glycogen, whatever the fuck. But that's sort of like it's the relevant part of them. So if you were going to make like a Goldrick homunculus, the part that you couldn't duplicate easily is the eye. Because it's like a divine thing, you know what I mean?
I'm not saying anything. I'm not. I absolutely refuse to comment on this whole
But,
subject.
But I don't. Did he ever ask for anything from Lou or from me? Because that I don't recall. Because if he asked for like Lou's scarf, I would have been like, yeah, right here.
Yeah.
He just took that golden thread from me,
Yeah.
but I got it back after doing the swapperoo.
Yeah. Yeah, he's tried to get that.
What is that, by the way? Tangent. No. Okay. What is that? We don't know. But yeah, I don't know if he's asked for anything else from us.
I have a list somewhere. I'll have to pull it up because he hasn't asked for anything in a long time.
Yeah, and I don't think he ever asked anything from me. And if he did, I'm pretty sure I gave it to him right away, as long as it didn't cause me physical harm.
Yeah.
Would it have been like? No, I imagine it would be power that he would ask, but then he just gives it back to you. So that wouldn't. Yeah, I don't think he
was giving me levels. Like I'm going back through my white notes, and I have nothing.
Falrod saying, I thought it was all a test to see what he could get Jake to do. I will say that was a part of it.
Just,
So I guess I can kind of say this a little bit, because it's only a part of the answer. Let me tell you this. There were many facets of many aspects of what he was doing. One of them was to see what people were willing to do to gauge their set of morals, and also to set the party at a certain attitude towards him and towards each other.
Towards him?
Yeah.
And each other.
And each other.
I feel like I may have played into that one a little bit.
I feel like him trying to set us on edge with each other, I understand that motivation, but I wonder, I can see him trying to ingratiate himself with Jake and with all of us and giving us things, but I feel like he's also deliberately trying to scare us. So why would he be doing that?
Yeah, and don't think that just setting you guys on edge with each other was the goal. He did a lot more than just make you guys on edge with each other.
Other than, do you mean actively pit us against each other, or also bring us closer together and stuff?
Goldrick still is pissed at me now. Like, he questions my moral compass 300 episodes later.
Yeah.
Okay, you're right. To be fair, you created a god, and Jake sees nothing wrong with that, too.
That's because to Jake, it's like a level 3 spell. That cost me 1/8 of a sleep. That's what
one of your 8 hours of sleep. Yeah. So yeah, he was trying to do a lot to poke and prod at the party to gauge where they were and to kind of guide where they were going in terms of their morals and their views on things.
Goldrick, are we gonna fight if I end up siding with Volos?
Fight's a strong word. I will demolish you.
Oh shit!
This is what chat wanted.
Exactly. Yeah.
Now here's the real one. Lou, since we've sort of spoken about how I perceived Volos, would we fight if I sided with Volos?
Man.
See, I
think I'd be very sad.
Yeah, I've been pretty clear on where I think, I have a super good idea of where Goldrick and where Slump are coming from. But I've kind of, and this might be spoilery for any big Jake fans out there, I don't fucking know, but I've always thought Lou was a little bit more on my side than the others.
I guess it depends on what you'd be trying to do with Volos, I guess.
See, the real question is you don't need to ask if you're gonna fight me. The question is are you willing to lay a finger on Goldrick and then deal with Slump?
Ooh, yeah.
No, see, I think that's the thing though. Early on, the line that I drew for Jake was harm to you guys. Early on, it was kind of just whatever, and then when it was, oh yeah, I'm gonna need Goldrick's eye, or I need you to harm Slump, I think that's the first time that I hesitated.
Yep.
So I'm still trying to figure out that for Jake.
I think it would take a lot for it to come to an actual fight. If you know what I mean? I think it would be more talking as much as possible if you were siding with Volos. Yeah. And then maybe even just okay, well, you do your thing and I'll do mine even. But I think Lou would be definitely hesitant to physically fight.
Yeah. I don't know if I want to get into this too much because I don't want to spoil anything that may happen. Because Goldrick, you're pretty fucking singularly focused, but and that's ingrained in your character. I don't think Lou or I have, I mean, maybe Lou does and I just don't know it. We sort of don't have this huge overarching goal that we're moving towards. We're just here.
Yeah. I think that Lou was very interested in what Lou too was saying about this like kind of completeness. Yeah. So I think she's very interested in making that happen.
I think Lou and Jake need to have a talk about that. But I don't think of an easy way to organically be like, hey Lou, what are your thoughts on the Prime Ink and multiple apocalypses? Like what? that's not.
The one time
I was just reading that too.
Yeah, Lou stayed with Slump and Galdrick. Oh, all three ended up impaled on Galdrick's trident turned javelin. That's true.
In Tom's cave, right?
In Tom's cave, yep.
We gotta have all four of us or it all falls apart.
Yeah.
That is true. Every time that we've broken the party, shit's gone.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Very badly. Yeah. Like literally the last, like fucking even just in recent memory, Galdrick left the party to go get his green suit.
Yeah.
And Lou got turned into most of a planar key and Volo showed up and tried to kill her. So literally every fucking time you guys split up, something fucking huge happens.
I am intentionally trying to do that a little bit because I think Jake has that like hermit instinct to just like, I need a hole to hide where it's not so loud. And that was sort of like the motivation behind like going and getting the house.
Yeah.
So I could just be a hermit again for a little while.
Yep.
So I think that's the only thing that's happened that was remotely positive or neutral.
Yeah.
I was kind of expecting to like, I don't know, something bad to happen when I was isolated, but it didn't.
Yeah, no, that's a good point. Yeah, that's probably one of the only times. Oh, man.
So much has happened.
I know. I'm trying to think if there's any other big things that I wanted to kind of discuss and or reveal.
Can you tell us, well, can you tell us more about the calligraphers as an organization kind of thing? Or could that come up still?
I think it could still come up.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that one I think I have to sit on because you never know if it comes up again.
I'm so curious.
I know.
Is it safe to assume that they're like a white ink only thing?
Oh, good question.
I would think that's probably safe for you guys to assume. There was no kind of discussion of other colors. There was no...
I feel like at the end we talked to them about the other colors.
Yeah, I think you guys told them all about it and they didn't reveal
good.
anything that they would know to suggest that it's in multiple inks or anything like that. Yeah. Anything else? Any other big things?
How about like the voice of tomorrow, right? There's that time when the voice of tomorrow was Mitra, but then Volos started talking. Like the voice changed into Volos. You remember?
I have questions about this too.
Yeah, but then in the narrative camera the next time, it was like Volos just picked up the phone, and Mitra was a standalone entity that was being the voice of tomorrow at one point. But then Volos, shoved her aside, not really, but like, and then took over the call. Was it out? Can you say more about that?
I don't know that I can say anything about that. So here's the thing. When I did those things, I thought that what I was doing was quite clear. But I've seen multiple different theories on what happened. And now I'm not going to say what I meant.
Damn it.
Because there are too many fantastic theories about there, and I see that I still have room to play in that space a little bit, so I'm going to play in that space a little bit. Also, there's a couple questions here. Does Kirby have any family? He has 2 dogs.
Oh my god, what? How did we not know this? Wait, did we know this?
No, you didn't know that.
What are the dogs' named? I know, right?
The dogs are named... Ah, shit, I've got them somewhere. Damn it. I believe one is named Jorp.
Sure.
And I don't remember the other name. Damn it.
Jorp and Justice.
Jorp and Justice, yeah. No, there's another name. Damn it, I don't remember what it was. Oh, Horus, I think.
Horus? Like the horse? Oh, that's a different thing. Sorry.
Yeah. Horus and Jorp, I believe, are the dogs'
Nice.
names. Yep. Has there ever been or could be a seer/weaver? Only the planar keys.
Oh, yeah. Right.
Yep.
What if one of us had just multi-classed? Which
Yeah, that
would you have been like, no?
No, but that's just it. So here's the thing. Technically, Lou cannot weave,
Right.
but you cast spells all the time.
Well, in the white ink, that was only with Gold Buddy.
Yeah.
So how's it happening in the green ink?
So the way it's been happening kind of behind the scenes is either it's literally Ogma doing it, or it's Gold Buddy doing it for you.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yep. So that's kind of, if you wanted to, I explain to me a way in which you're going to because the only one of you that can see right now is Lou, and I've dealt with it. So
I mean, because like I multi-classed from expert.
that's
I think
right.
it was,
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
Weird monster person into
Yeah.
Spellslinger. I mean, what if Lou had just gone from what she was? Oh, what was your thing called?
Spooky, that's right.
The spooky, and then picked up Spellslinger. I mean, would you have just thought of something on the fly and dealt with it, or would you have just been like, nope, that doesn't exist in this world?
It would probably kind of depend on situations. So, if she'd had Gold Buddy by then it would just be Gold Buddy doing the spells. So again, she wouldn't have been casting them because as Spooky, she had a couple spells.
Yeah.
And Gold Buddy would just do them. If it was, I want to be able to cast spells with my hands, then it would have been like, you're gonna be giving up seeing. Like there's gonna be a story beat where you give up seeing then, because you can't have both. So basically, one way or another, it would either be worked with, or one would be removed. Is Kirby who you always intended him to be? Kirby definitely got bigger than I planned. I wanted him to be the lovable, kind of goofy, dumb, innocent officer at the law. But I did not plan for him to become such a big kind of thing. Such a focal point.
We kept going back to him.
Exactly, yeah. Yeah, and you guys just loved messing with him and
you say like a collective, noun plural there.
I mean, I can't.
It was a focused messing.
Let me put it this way. Well, no, that's fine. Green ink magic is much more accessible than white ink due to the key being split.
It's a cool question, yeah.
No, actually it has more to do. Yeah, like the culture of training. Like if the calligraphers had opened up schools and taught people how to.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Oh, so I was way off too. I thought it was just because we jumped systems and it was 5e, and you went, you went from here are the very few spells that Monster of the Week sort of allows to exist within their rule set, and then you went, and now we're in 5e. Here's your whole fucking spell book. Slap.
That may have been part of it too, but definitely the idea was just like magic users were kept secret because they had amazing power over the rest. And either the people wanted to keep that power for themselves to control things, or people wanted to hide that power to hide fear, to hide exploitation, and to prevent its use in governing history kind of thing. But it's more of a difference in the perception and popularization of magic. In the green ink, it was celebrated and taught and used as another aspect of life for the people who could do it. And in the white ink, it was hidden and guarded, and some people joined the Erish Kagal. Some people became rogue mages who were put down by Erish Kagal or calligraphers or another secretive group, or they joined one of those secretive groups kind of thing.
I was going to ask, like, are there any in the white ink? Are there people who just accidentally weave without knowing they're doing it? Yeah, right.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
But weaving is kind of like, it's complicated to weave a spell. So being able to weave ink doesn't mean that you're casting spells.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
I see what you're saying. Like, so they're just doing like a half-formed sentence, basically.
It's kind of like how I described it as like being able to touch like liquid silk.
Yeah.
Or like, depending on the types of weaves or like paint, invisible paint kind of thing. So they might be able to touch these things and not really understand what they were, but because they'd be able to touch it kind of forever, it would just be kind of a normal nothing aspect that they can't do anything with.
Cool.
Does Torlif actually know everything, or does he just think he does? I think he claims to know a lot of things, and I think he does know a lot of things. Can the higher ups cut off angels' powers when they violate a part of their mission, or is it get this done by any means necessary? Has Galdrick caught the eye of anyone up there, if that is the case?
Come on, Oathbreaker Galdrick, let's go.
What do you want? Oathbreaker? How
Let's
dare
go.
you?
Just break it and join me, and we can rule the galaxy together.
My oath isn't to these false gods. Okay, how dare you?
I would say, having an angel's power cut off. I don't know if that. I don't think it's like hand in your gun and badge kind of thing. But I would say there are absolutely measures to deal with angels who kind of go rogue. What those measures are, I don't think Galdrick knows, and definitely nobody else in the party knows.
Even Galdrick doesn't know.
I think Galdrick would know that there's something that happens to them, but I don't think he would know what happens. I think he would just know you don't hear from him anymore.
Yeah.
Did they get put somewhere? Does something happen to him? You probably don't know, but you do know that you don't hear from him anymore.
Fuck these false gods. Cross that bridge when we get there.
Where does the divine plane fall in reference to the colored inks? Is it separate or somehow just transplanar?
Myself.
Yeah.
Oh.
So this is an interesting question, and I don't know that it's going to necessarily come up in the game. So I think this is a fair world question. And
okay, so hold on before you go here, because here's my question about it. Like, obviously we're in this, universal fight, the heaven versus hell, that sort of, that whole shtick.
Mm-hmm.
If hell rises, does it only rise in a specific ink, or does it rise in all the inks? And if so, would we be dispatched to fight the hells in all the universes? I've always wondered that.
Yeah. Okay. So this is kind of a two-part question. So the divine realm, in terms of the green ink, all the planes in the green ink exist in the green ink. So the plane of fire exists, and it's all green ink. The astral sea exists, and it's all green ink. The divine gate exists, and it's all green ink. So all the planes of 5e exist in the green ink as planes within the universe. It's almost like how all the star systems exist in the white ink, right? Like you can go to fucking Alpha Centauri and shit like that in the white ink. In the green ink, you can go to the plane of fire. You can go to the plane of earth kind of thing. And they all exist in the green ink. Now, as for Galdrick's question, I think probably from what you understand, you can be sent to any ink to deal with the problems in that ink. So if there's something happening that your boss feels needs to be dealt with, you will be given a suit of the appropriate color to go deal with it there. So if, you know, if quote unquote the hell rises in the green ink, you'll be given a green suit to go deal with that. If the hell rises in the blue ink, you'll be given a blue suit to go deal with that. Now, it's always a little bit obscure about what these missions do and how exactly they're accomplishing the goals that you think they're accomplishing. But the foundational question of, do you, you know, quote unquote, fight the hells wherever they rise? Yes, you do.
See, now that's so no. Okay, I've got one more question for you, and this is answer carefully, I suppose.
Yeah.
I answer to my God, who I believe, and I don't know if it is a thing or not. I answer to my God, who is the one true God, quote unquote, right?
Yep.
Whatever, the divine lore.
Yep.
Do the existing gods, Torm, for instance, are they aware of my God?
I will say you've been around long enough and done enough things to know that they know some of the details, but not all of the details. They're not aware of a super god that goes to all the other inks. Like Torm and Bahamut are not aware that other inks exist. So they don't know that you're being sent from, you know, the fucking, boy, I really want to say bureau, but we are treading dangerous fucking water with those words. The not Bureau of Balance, the Bureau of Unbalance. The
Asgard, okay, as it were. Gotcha.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah,
Department of
Inter-inkle
Dealings.
acronym.
yeah, exactly. So yeah, they don't know that you're from some other place. They don't know that the other inks, but they do know that people come in kind of without a full explanation, and they will come like Bahamut will be informed that he's going to get a new super powerful follower, and then one of the angels will show up as a disciple of Bahamut, because Bahamut's the most applicable for the mission at hand, or, you know, they'll be with Saloon because Saloon is the most applicable for the mission at hand, and they'll be like, you know, your butler or your boss or somebody will call over and be like, hey, just so you know, got a super follower coming at you. You've never seen them exist before. Don't think about it too hard. They're just here to help you with your problem. And they show up and they help. So they know that you come and help, but they don't know the fine details.
I have something that piggybacks on this whole thing.
Okay.
So if there is the collective that Goldrick serves that can move between the inks to respond to issues,
Yeah.
is there an opposite is there a counter agency that is inter-inkle that is causing a ruckus in all of the inks? Like, there's got to be more than just one, right? I mean, I assume.
Not that Goldrick is aware of.
Okay.
I think
So as far as Goldrick
yeah.
knows, the only like inter-ink beings
Yeah.
are the few weird ones that we know, with like Lou, all his angel buddies, and sort of his group. He's
Yeah.
never come across someone from like an adversarial group that is like beyond the inks that just popped up in, you know, Blue and he went and had a scuffle with.
Yeah, not that he knows of, because Goldrick can't see the ink colors, so if he's fighting someone in blue ink, he just assumes they're a blue ink person. So Goldrick wouldn't be aware if he was constantly fighting these people from blue ink and all the other inks that he went to. He just kind of handles his missions, and as far as he knows, he's the only kind of inter-ink agency.
Okay. And I'm just gonna use Lu because they're the only Lu 2, sorry.
Yep.
They're the only like being that I know that has remotely as much power as Galdrick's agency to be able to just formulate bodies that like spirits can inhabit that I assume are entirely made of ink. And we know that using multiple colors of inks is really fucking difficult. So even Lu 2 having popped all those coins and struggling to use a different color ink, like, is there a massive power gap between... There's obviously a massive power gap between, like, us and Lu 2. Is there sort of, like, that same order of magnitude between Lu 2 and what Galdrick's folks are doing? Like, is there anything remotely at that power level that we're aware of?
So Lu 2, uses these coins to great effect. And I don't think you have a frame of reference for gauging the power level between Lu 2 and Galdrick's agency at this point. The ease of which they travel between the inks is an indication, but again, I don't think you know all the details to use that as a scale at this point. Because let's say Lu 2 just like blew a bunch of coins to open permanent portals to the other place, he could kind of have these revolving doors into the other inks, and it would seem like it's as easy, even though maybe it took a great effort to create that.
So Lu 2's individual power, maybe I'm giving him too much credit. They're using the coins and just leveraging them in different ways for sort of temporary use. It's not sort of a permanent effect that they've accrued.
It's a mix of both. They use some coins for permanent effects, and then for effects of huge magnitude that their power they gave themselves are insufficient for, they use a coin for that kind of thing.
Okay.
So it's kind of a mix of both.
And this is like a weird one because it would only be from Galdrick's perspective, and I would have no real way of asking or knowing.
Yeah.
But from Galdrick's time being a planar key, has he experienced that power or anything similar previously? Like when he's at his home existence, is Galdrick like just that powerful within his home existence? Are the butlers or bosses that powerful? Are they sort of at planar key level there?
Yeah, so I was a little bit worried that there are a couple very dangerous questions that I was worried might come up that I've been leveraging on you guys kind of forgetting things. This is one of the dangerous questions because when Galdrick had the white planar essence, I chose my words exceptionally carefully when I described Galdrick.
Oh, we're dumb and didn't get that.
What? Yeah, I don't even know.
What?
And
At least it's recorded. We can go back and listen.
what I said was that Galdrick became the singular most powerful being in the universe at that moment.
Wait. But are there... When you say universe, does that account for all the inks?
In that ink kind of thing. So
okay, I understand. Yeah. Wait, no, I don't.
So the universe would exist in the white ink.
Yeah.
Because there could be another universe in the green ink.
Yeah, so he's not the most powerful being in the green ink when he's the white planar key.
The planar keys are matched for power. Like a planar key is a planar key kind of thing.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
So there was nothing more powerful than Galdrick at that moment.
Oh.
So you're telling me I could have just fucking killed Voldos when he came over?
Well, Volos
in the white ink, though.
Volos would have been a match, but the boss of your agency.
Well, so I thought that was also discussed just recently, that the agency of angels exists outside of the inks, right? No.
I don't know.
Okay. But they can. It's just that. So maybe they have a base in the white ink, and then they can make other color ink bodies. That's the idea.
I mean, now we're getting to things that I don't think I can answer questions about these, but I will say that
God is dead.
if Galdrick had wanted and thought about it and chosen to, he could have decided
to be the boss.
to be the boss.
Well, that puts a planar key into scale for us.
Yeah.
Uh-oh, yeah.
He
whoa.
could
Hey,
have.
Lou, casting bless, huh?
If Galdrick had wanted, he could have become the boss of his agency
Yeah.
because there was nothing more powerful than him. That was it. That's the top of the power scale.
Okay,
Yeah.
Other than the prime ink keys kind of thing.
Yeah.
The prime ink coins kind of thing.
I don't want to dig in, but I need to know the details on this.
Yeah.
There was nothing as powerful as Galdrick in the white ink,
Yes.
because you said in the universe, which resides in the white ink.
Exactly. Yes.
So that would mean that the agency exists in the white ink.
Yeah.
Yes.
Because okay.
Yep.
Cool. So we know that all of Galdrick's stuff is now fake.
Why are they sending Galdrick into the green ink to do stuff then? And Betty.
These are questions.
They're inkists.
These
They're
are
trying to
questions
spread the
that,
white ink's power.
these are the questions that we
Colonists.
can't quite answer.
Ooh, Galdrick. Galdrick?
What have you been up to, Galdrick?
I haven't done shit.
And this,
Bolo's looking a hell of a lot better now, buddy.
so these are the questions. These, and I kind of hinted at this when I created when the story started. I said that Galdrick is kind of everythingness and nothingness in the infinite void, and the specific details of his existence aren't important for him to know, and the specific details of his boss aren't important for him to know. Most of the information in Galdrick's agency is on kind of a need-to-know basis. It's very much like angels get missions, angels get bodies, angels go on missions with bodies. That's how it works.
Yeah.
People don't question the boss, right? The boss is the boss. Like that's just how it works. That's how
Right.
angels work, right? They get their missions, they interpret the instructions, and they go do it. So
Did Betty know Tom, or did we introduce them? Because my brain wants to say that the top end of the calligraphers are the same thing as Galdrick's agency.
That'd be crazy.
Because in my brain, Tom and Betty just knew each other, but it's very possible that I just lost a gap there where we went, oh, hey, Tom, this is Betty. Hey, Betty, this is Tom.
I believe the way it worked, I think it was in the one where Betty was freeing her friend from the tack ship. It was like tearing the place apart, and she saw Tom, who was obviously a prisoner, and they kind
brought him
of
back.
combined
That's right.
powers to get back, kind of thing.
Oh, right.
So it seemed like they met when she was on a different mission doing something else.
Whatever happened to the rest of her party? Are they okay?
I think they went to chill with the calligraphers
Yeah.
when we
okay.
leveled with them.
Yep. So they're doing okay. Yep. And I think honestly, unless anyone has a burning question, we can kind of call it there, guys.
Ooh.
Oh man.
We said some things.
There's this one piece of information that you guys technically have access to if you put a couple pieces together. And it blows apart my whole fucking story. Like, you guys skip to the end if you put it together.
Oh my
But
god.
like, luckily now it's been so fucking long that I think I'm in the clear. But I
Okay.
was absolutely fucking petrified this session that somebody was going to ask about it. Because technically you have the information and I can't lie to you about the things that you already know.
Oh my
Okay, in that
God.
case, how do we skip to the end?
There we go.
So yeah, I am selfishly very glad that nobody asked the fucking terrifying question that I was ever worried people were gonna fucking
I want
ask.
to know what the question is.
We're not
I
even
can
asked. Like
guess,
you
but I don't
have
want
it.
to fuck it up. If we put Lou on the stones and send the planar key to nothing, what happens?
If you put
Like
Lou,
if we just let it go, if we just break her, like remove the key to the same process we did with the other people on
Yeah.
the Volus rocks,
Yeah.
and just let it go with no vessel to re-enter.
Yep.
Like what the fuck happens then?
Aldrich would probably take it.
probably. You have actually seen one disembodied planar essence. The white essence was external for a very brief moment in time, and it was like a white, misty, swirling orb. So, without a body, it exists as an object.
Neat.
Yeah.
Man.
Whew.
Gotta catch 'em all.
Please
Chloe
explain the
Orbs.
Tuna Boys. The Tuna Boys were absolutely the encaptured souls of the Malam Ghoul.
Yeah,
that-
you fucks.
Yeah.
Dang.
That Jared was absolutely kind of saving for if he ever needed to do another great conquest, he was going to put them in Malam Ghoul bodies.
Oh my god.
So that's,
Fucking 200
yeah.
IQ play. You guys
Yeah.
are on my dick.
yeah.
That's
why.
I mean,
That's why he only had 100 when he came. He would have had a fucking lot more
Man.
if you guys hadn't broken all his little Tuna Boys. He would have
Good
had
insight,
a lot
Jake.
more Malam Ghoul. It would have been fucking bad.
oh man.
You show me a room of weird porcelain children, I'm gonna burn it down.
Yeah. I've seen Annabelle. I know how this works.
Balrot says, I'm going to comb through the back episodes for the loose thread, right? If somebody can put together that piece of information that just literally fucking explains it, that but breaks the whole campaign, I will be beyond impressed.
I was gonna say, I imagine you'd be so bummed but so happy.
Yeah, exactly.
At the same time. Yeah.
Yeah. Can we get a hint? Not a chance. Not,
Yeah.
not a word, not a nothing. Absolutely no way. I want the sensation when we get there and I
Yeah.
explain the pieces as you experience them and as you saw them. I want that sequence of events to line up and be like, oh shit. So
That's such a hard line though. Like there are so many times in other campaigns where like you've probably experienced this now. You lay out the breadcrumbs and because you wrote it, it makes perfect sense.
Yep.
And we're here rolling around in the breadcrumbs going,
Yes.
I don't see it.
Yeah, no, that's just it, right? I'm kind of like, I feel quite safe because there are so many pieces to so many puzzles that don't fit together because they're different puzzles. Then how the fuck could you pick out these ones specifically to put it all together? So, like, it's not a fail. Like, I don't think anybody could put it together because, like, you're not supposed to be able to figure it out right now. And yes, the pieces exist, and yes, I know what they are, but that's just it. I only know that because I fucking put it together, so...
Totally.
Yeah, don't worry. There will be a point when I lay them out that I think you guys will be able to follow. I know for a fucking fact, once I put these specific pieces together, you guys will be able to follow. But again, it's these specific pieces that I've chosen, so there's no way that you would know they go together yet.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, sure. Yeah. Oh man.
Yeah.
Lou,
So.
we should have a fireside chat and plot against the rest of the party.
Oh man. Is it in-universe knowledge or meta-knowledge? In-universe.
Oh, good question. Really? The
Yep.
characters now. Yeah.
Yes. The characters know. Yep. Okay. We are going to call it there, though.
That was wonderful.
That was
Thank
really
you.
kind of cool. That was cool being able to talk about all the different fucking aspects and
Yeah.
story tidbits.
I think from a character perspective, it was nice to kind of reflect and make sure
Yeah.
that you're
Yeah.
recenter your shit, because it's so easy to drift
Yeah.
when it's
Exactly.
once a week and it's not your brain.
Yep. Exactly. No, I would have a problem if I wasn't fucking thinking about this 24/7 and always working on it. It would
Yeah.
be tough. It's a big campaign. There's a lot of fucking pieces to it, so
Especially
very easy to
tying it
drift.
back, like revisiting the white ink stuff has been helpful too. It's like,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, awesome. Awesome, guys. Thank you so much.
I'm gonna go to sleep for the first time in 3 days.
Yay!
Oh, you should go to sleep.
Yeah, go to
Good
bed.
night.
Congratulations. Good night, Galdrick.
Good night.
Good night.
so much. I actually did manage to get about 36 minutes of sleep right before this started, and I was like, all right, I'm here.
Nice.
Okay.
Oh man,
Go
you
the
need
fuck
a
back
lot
to
more
sleep,
than that.
man. Yeah.
Nighty
you
night. I want to go to bed. I'm fucking delirious. Bye.
need- Good night. All right, I'll see you guys
As in-
next week.
Bye. Good night.
Bye, chat.